These are the lost voices of fentanyl. Every single one of them are gone too soon. Hundreds and hundreds of the faces deceived to death by this synthetic drug that is poisoning communities across America. In 2021, over 107,000 drug overdose deaths claimed the lives of Americans, and over 71,000 of those were due to synthetic opioids such as fentanyl. In fact, just recently, a mile from the studio, 4 high school students overdosed, and one of them died after taking what police say were pills possibly laced with fentanyl. This isn't just a drug. It's synthetic opioid that is being used to contaminate counterfeit prescription drugs, and it's now being laced in cocaine, marijuana, methamphetamines, and heroin, and often killing people in masses. And if they aren't dying, they're becoming hooked. Take a look.
An urgent warning from the DEA about fentanyl. Laced drugs on the streets of America. There are millions of these dangerous fake pills out there, and they are killing thousands of Americans.
In February of 2022, my sister, along with 4 other people, were poisoned by fentanyl.
In the past year, there have been more than 107,000 overdose fatalities in this country, and the synthetic opioid fentanyl is responsible for nearly 70% of those deadly overdoses.
I turned to social media platforms to buy drugs online.
They're being sold over the internet and on social media platforms like Facebook Marketplace or Snapchat, and they're being marketed to teenagers.
There's a bipartisan resolution to support the families against fentanyl and declare fentanyl a weapon of mass destruction. That's how serious this is. Just call it a chemical weapon attack, because that's what it is.
It's smuggled into the U.S. mainly from Mexico, hidden in tires, trucks, even loads of frozen fish.
It's our objective to shut down the supply of fentanyl in the United States in order to save the population from the slow motion poisoning in pill form.
What's happening is that social media it's essentially a superhighway. It's also anonymous. Someone doesn't have to walk to a street corner to buy drugs. You have kids sitting in their bedroom. Anyone with a smartphone has a drug dealer with them. There's no more dangerous place in the United States of America for a young person, 18 to 45 right now, than social media.
Well, we are a multitasking society, and all of you at home, I want you to multitask right now because I want you to get your phones out. I want you to text all of your friends to tune in and listen to what we're talking about right now because it is important. It's about saving lives, and I want everybody you know to be part of this conversation. Now, how many of you have heard of fentanyl? Everybody's heard about it. Does anyone here know someone or of someone that knows someone who has died from inadvertently taking something laced with fentanyl? Okay, look around. Take a second and look around and see. I'm looking at an awful lot of hands up in here. This is not an overdose phenomenon. This is a poisoning phenomenon. What's happening is this is a drug that it is so powerful, so strong, that's being laced into these drugs that kids are buying, and they have no idea what they're getting. They think they're getting A, and they're getting Z, and they're taking it and winding up dead. And you think, well, why would drug dealers do that? Why would they want to kill their customers? Well, there's a lot of different answers to that, and we're going to get into those. One thing, it's highly addictive, and if you can get them to take it one time, they can really get hooked in a hurry. I want to introduce Derek Maltz, and he and I have spoken before. He's been here before, virtually. He's been on my podcast. We've talked about this before. He and I share a very strong passion about this. And as the former director of the DEA Special Ops. You've been keeping really close eyes on this crisis since you retired in 2014, correct?
Yes, sir, Dr. Phil. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And the families around America appreciate it as well, because we need to spread the awareness. Too many people are mistaking this for an opioid addiction. This is a mass poisoning, killing our kids at record levels. And by the way, Dr. Phil, I'd like to say, it's not a red or a blue issue. It's a red, white, and blue issue, and all Americans should care about the kids that are dying.
Well, you said that very, very well, and it really is. This is not a partisan issue. This doesn't have to do with borders. This doesn't have to do with politics. This has to do with our children's lives, and it's poisoning. It's poisoning. This isn't about drug addiction. It's about poisoning our children. I also want to introduce Angela Webb. Also joining us. She is the executive director and CEO of Arrive Alive, California. It is terrifying, is it not?
It is terrifying, and we can prevent this. And that's where we need to, as community members and families and parents, come together. Stop waiting on the government to do anything. We need to come together and get stuff done.
Well, that's right. And I want to deputize everybody here. I want to deputize everybody, all of my listeners around the country. This is a call to action. I want everybody to do something about this. We're going to be very specific about what that is. But what are you seeing when you're out there and this is spreading into a community? It comes fast, it comes hard, and these kids are dying just one. It doesn't take but one time, correct?
Just one time. And what I'm explaining to parents out there is our teens and our young adults are being deceived to death. They truly are. And if you think about the big picture here, Americans are 4% of the population of the world, but yet we consume 80% of the opioids. So kids today have grown up in a culture that a pill can fix anything, right? And they see counterfeit medication, prescription medication that they might have taken one time, prescribed by a doctor, right? And they see it right on the internet. And that's where the drug dealers are going, or on social media platforms, targeting youth.
Well, let's talk about that for a second, because you're saying they may have taken this from a doctor because maybe they went to the dentist. They had some work done, so they gave them a short run of pills. And so they look at that, okay, then they go to Snapchat or a social media platform somewhere, and they go, oh, well, here's the same pill. But it's not the same pill, is it?
Exactly. Dr. Phil, the best example is just look what happened at Ohio State University in May. 2 young girls, 21 years old, I believe, pre-med, neuroscience major, took what they thought was Adderall. So they're trying to get through their college education to graduate, and they died. And the whole community was shocked. Well, the whole country's shocked. As I showed you last time, here's 1 gram of sweetener. If this was fentanyl, 1 gram, 500 people could potentially be killed. This is a poisoning like we've never seen. And the average American doesn't understand that's not a lot of substance, right? It only takes 2 milligrams to potentially kill. So that's a real serious problem, Dr. Phil.
So 500 people can be killed with that.
Yes, sir.
Now, think about that. That's how potent this is. 500 people can be killed with that.
Tonight, a warning about colorful pills and powder that look like candy or sidewalk chalk.
Did you see that? The sons of bitches are targeting children.
Tonight, a warning about colorful pills and powder that look like candy or sidewalk chalk, but it's actually the highly addictive and lethal drug, fentanyl. It's being called rainbow fentanyl. Just this month, it was seized by law enforcement officials in 18 states. Investigators say drug cartels in Mexico and elsewhere are using candy colors to try and get young people hooked.
Did you see that? Now, all of you at home, I said multitask. Call your friends, get them to see this. Did you see that? The sons of bitches are targeting children. They're targeting children. There's no other reason to do what they're doing than what you just saw. They're targeting children by making these look like little candies. they're targeting children. There's no two ways about it.
Want 50,000 Playbucks coins for free? Start playing now and dominate. Check description and pinned comment for link.
Y'all get that, right? That's why they're doing that. They're actually targeting children.
Dr. Phil, they also make it look like chalk. You know, chalk on the driveway? So the kids get the colorful chalk, and it turns out to be fentanyl.
Derek says poisoning's killing people of all classes and all races. This isn't just, they're not targeting college kids. They're not targeting people that are of one particular socioeconomic strata. They're after everybody, right? They're targeting everybody, anybody that can pick these up.
Anywhere they can go, but their number one choice of audience is our teenagers, young adults on social media platforms. These drug dealers are harnessing the autonomy and not having any accountability. Their account gets canceled, they open up another one. Yeah. There's a foundation that has recorded 80 to 90,000 drug dealers online in the last 2 years.
80 to 90,000 drug dealers online.
With menus, literal menus for kids.
Yeah.
You want this? And we're not talking going down an alley, a dark alley in the middle of the night. They're making home deliveries. They're meeting at the mall. They're being sent directly to them.
Yeah. Felice lost her sister to a mass fentanyl poisoning. She was one of the 5 people who died after taking what they thought was cocaine, but instead was cocaine laced with fentanyl. Felice, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I am so very sorry for your loss. I just absolutely hate that for you. Tell me what happened.
Well, my sister and a few of her friends went to dinner. They decided to go home and hang out with their friends, have some drinks. They ended up getting what they thought was cocaine, and within a few minutes, all of them were gone. There were 6 of them there. One person did survive. They had no idea what they were doing. They had no idea what they were taking. And, they thought they had cocaine and just a very small amount. Basically, they died right where they were.
Here are some friends out to dinner. I don't think they should be doing cocaine, of course. I don't think it's a good idea. But it's not the end of the world. But it was in this situation, and why? Now, Felice says her sister was not an addict. She had just had a baby. She was not a habitual user. And there were how many out together?
So they had gone to dinner with another couple, my sister and her boyfriend. And then they had those 4 plus a couple other friends came over. So a total of 6 people were at her apartment.
Yeah. And so I want you to envision this evening. They're at dinner, and then they decide that they're going to do some cocaine, and 5 of them instantly. And this is not something that you can come in and, call 911 and the paramedics get there and do something that can turn this around, maybe. But this is so potent that 5 of these people died. All right there. Can you imagine them standing there looking at each other, and one of them starts weaving around and drops, then another one, then another one, then another one. What the hell's going on here? And that's it. And law enforcement is not optimistic about finding the culprits here, because it's very widespread, and it's virtually invisible. We're going to talk about where this is coming from, how it's getting there, and why. We'll be right back. Derek, is there a way to tell if a pill is real or counterfeit?
West Point cadets are recovering from overdoses on fentanyl-laced cocaine. 2 cadets are on ventilators, clinging to life. It all happened while they were on spring break in Florida.
We now know what caused the death of 5 people inside a Commerce City apartment.
The district attorney's office has confirmed to CBS 4 this incident was fentanyl related.
3 women and 2 men were found dead inside the apartment. Another adult and 4-month-old baby were taken to the hospital.
No drug is safe right now. People who are taking drugs and not knowing that fentanyl is laced within them are dying.
Young people everywhere are, as Angela calls it, being deceived to death. I said I don't even want to call it overdosing because they're being poisoned, and deceptively so. They're not out saying, I want some poison, I want to commit suicide. That's not what's happening here. Because they're purchasing prescription pills they think are just like the ones they've seen their parents take, or they themselves have been prescribed by a doctor or a dentist after some legitimate procedure. Derek, is there a way to tell if a pill is real or counterfeit?
According to the experts, they look very similar. I certainly wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And I've been in the DEA for 28 years in my career. It's really, really alarming. But Dr. Phil, you brought up the Mexican cartels and you brought up coming over the border. The Mexican cartels are the enemy of our children right now because they've implemented a very strategic and deceptive marketing plan to go after the kids. They want to drive addiction. They want to drive profits. And that's what this is about. It's about maximizing their revenue. They're a multi-billion-dollar enterprise, and they're very smart, very, very calculating. And right now, they have a master plan because this is not a plant-based drug. This is synthetic. It's made in the lab. It was made in China. Now it's made in Mexico. But just look at the volume of seizures. Los Angeles, in July, 1 million fake pills. In September, in New Mexico, 1 million pills, historic seizure. 4 million in cash, 142 pounds of methamphetamine.
You believe that you seize what percent of what's coming in?
According to the experts, and I'm not a customs expert, they've always said over the years about 10% is being seized.
October 28th of last year, they raided a lab in Mexico that was cranking out 70 million pills a month. One lab. So that's the magnitude of what we're talking about. Well, Sam, thank you for being here. Sam has been here before and is so gracious and so courageous. He and his wife, Dr. Laura Berman, sadly lost their, you talk about a superstar kid. They lost their son, Sammy, in 2021 after he purchased what he thought was Xanax or Percocet through someone on Snapchat and died after taking one pill. And we do our homework and our background. This kid was a high achieving young man. And he was not an addict. And you've been working on a law that will help parents monitor their child's interactions on social media. Tell me what's going on with that and where things are now, Sam.
That's right, Dr. Phil. The platforms, gaming platforms and social media platforms, they're treated like the phone company, and you can't sue them. So what we're trying to do is get Sammy's Law passed through Congress, which would make it so that any platform that had children on it, any social media or gaming platform, would have to have parent monitoring software. So they'd be notified if any of those emojis came up, if the word suicide popped up, a parent would be notified. And the platforms with our kids on do not allow parent monitoring software integration. So Sammy's Law needs to get passed through our Congress. Call your congressperson and push for it. Debbie Wasserman Schultz is leading the effort to get it passed through, and we're optimistic.
Yeah. And this is one of the things that is so important about what you're doing is, and I've said this so many times, kids have the knowledge to use and manipulate the internet. I mean, they can go around there in 2 shakes. They have the knowledge, but not the wisdom. And all of us parents have the wisdom, but not the knowledge. We don't know all the shorthand, what the emojis mean. A lot of parents don't know that game controllers are fully interactive. Many of them are fully interactive and can get on the internet and talk to other people, get on social platforms, can order things. They think they're just game controllers, but because they can play other people around the world, that means they're on the web. So once they're on, they can do anything, right?
That's right. There's playing with another kid for weeks, and it turns out to be a 40-year-old sex trafficker.
Want 50,000 Playbucks coins for free? Start playing now and dominate. Check description and pinned comment for link.
Or a drug dealer. They're grooming kids online in all different ways. We thought our child was safe up in his room during the pandemic, and he ordered drugs off of Snapchat from a colorful menu like a pizza and had it delivered after we were asleep.
Yeah, and did you get that? Delivered to the house. But we have to take a break. Next, the father watched both of his sons overdose after taking what they thought was oxycodone. And again, I don't even want to use the word overdose. He watched them get poisoned. They thought they were taking oxycodone, but it was a counterfeit pill laced with fentanyl. Only one of his sons survived that night, barely. We're going to meet this family after the break. We'll be right back.
I took the pill, and then the walls started going like this, just waving. I went like and tasted it in the back of my throat. It tasted like battery acid.
Two brothers in Minnesota had no idea that they were caught up in this tidal wave of poisoning America. Oxycodone they purchased from a friend on Snapchat was, in fact, exactly this: counterfeit pills laced with lethal doses of fentanyl.
My son Ryan passed away November 15th of 2020 from fentanyl poisoning.
My son Ryan took a pill and died in my arms.
It was the hardest thing me and my family have ever went through, losing my brother and almost losing me as well.
I mean, it's something I think about when I wake up in the morning, something I think about when I go to bed at night.
I don't know why I was chosen and why he wasn't. And the fact that he is not going to get a whole life worth living is just, it breaks my heart every single day.
Not only did it take away my son, but it took away so much of me.
If I can reach one kid, just one, and prevent the same tragedy from happening to someone else, then I absolutely want to do it.
Wow. Thank you all for being here. I am so terribly sorry for your loss.
Thank you, Dr. Phil.
Thank you, Dr. Phil.
How hard is it to look at that and think about that?
It's excruciating. It's like nothing. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy.
And John, what were the first signs that something terrible was happening to your sons? How did you know?
Well, I mean, we were all watching a boxing match, and they had gotten, a couple of pills off of a friend that was a childhood friend. I actually saw the pills, but they're adults. I guess he took his pill, everything seemed fine. Then about 15 minutes later, he started talking very, like he had no idea what he was saying. And he just fell over. At that point, my son Ryan was still in the room. I don't know if he had done whatever he had done yet or not. He said he'd be right back. He went upstairs. I was trying to, put water on him, and so he was still breathing. And I went upstairs. I was calling the ambulance as I went upstairs, the 911. I walked into Ryan's room, and he was laying up against the wall, passed out. He wasn't breathing. So I've got both the kids. So I'm trying to do CPR on him, but I'm still worried about him downstairs. And then the paramedics came, and it was, they gave him Narcan. A whole bunch of it.
3 shots of Narcan.
4 shots.
And he came back, and I went upstairs, and they told me, Ryan, Ryan had passed. And that's when I kind of collapsed, and else was kind of foggy after that.
You called me. He said Ryan's gone, and at first I was, where did he go? And he said he died, and I was in the hospital when I found out. I took the pill and walked across, or stood up and was talking to my dad about what we were watching on the TV at the time. And then the walls started going like this, just waving. And I started walking across the floor like, whoa, Dad, something's going on here, man. And then I heard him say, well, sit down then, right? And then I went like, and tasted it in the back of my throat, because that's what happens when you do it. And it was not what it was supposed to be. It tasted like battery acid. And everything from that, everything after I heard him say, sit down then, and that happening simultaneously, I blacked out. The next thing I remember is waking up all disoriented, covered in sweat, no glasses. I could barely see without my glasses. And I have 4 cops over me, screaming at me, saying, what did you take? And I'm just incoherent at first. And the only thing that made me snap too was hearing one of the paramedics say, well, his brother's not responding. And I automatically just snapped back to reality at that time and was just like, what do you mean my brother's not responding? And then they're saying, you need to go to the hospital, you need to go to the hospital. And at first, I didn't want to. I thought I was fine, even though I heard this crazy ringing in my ears. My veins felt like they were on fire. And then I threw up, and it was automatically followed by the coldest feeling I've ever had in my life. The hottest feeling, automatically followed by the coldest feeling. Then the cops brought me to the hospital. They hooked me up to everything. I'm sitting there. I kept asking the police officer, have you heard anything about my brother? Have you heard anything about my brother? And he kept saying, no, not yet. And I get a call from my grandmother, and she called me, and I was just like, hello? And she was just like, Johnny, is it true? And I was just like, is what true? And she was just like, did we lose Ryan? I was just like, what are you talking about? Did we lose Ryan? And she was just like, did he die? And I was just like, I gotta go. And I hung up the phone real quick, called my dad. I was just like, Dad, please tell me this isn't true, man. Dr. Phil, he always says to me, why couldn't it have been me and not him?
Do you wish it was you instead of him? I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm really, really concerned about what I'm hearing you say, because I'm really concerned about what you're saying to yourself now about the fact that you're here and he's not.
I don't understand why I was picked, I know everything happens for a reason, but I don't understand why it was me and not him. And I'm just wondering why somebody as generous and kind and loving as my brother would be taken like that. Dr. Phil, he always says to me, why couldn't it have been me and not him? And I just don't know how to accept those feelings. Like, I didn't even cry when I knew about it. I just felt numb inside. I just felt like nothing.
Do you wish it was you instead of him?
If I could give my brother my life and have him, I would. But I don't wish it at the same time. I would like to live my life too. But my life hasn't been going the greatest, Doc, you know?
He's in his room all the time. He doesn't come out. He's just constant. But I mean, I'm the same way.
And you haven't left the house, have you?
Not really.
Not
no.
really.
So where is this headed for you?
I don't know, doctor. I can't really make it change in any way. I mean, if I could, I would.
What do you think your brother would want for you?
I think my brother would want me to live out the rest of my life, build a family, and die peacefully in my bed. I think that's what he would want because he was...
Want 50,000 Playbucks coins for free? Start playing now and dominate. Check description and pin comment for link.
That kind of person.
You think he's proud of you for being here now talking about this?
Yes, I believe he's watching right now.
Because you guys are here, and this puts a face on this, and it's not just statistics, it's not just numbers. This is a family. You are up against this. You're involved in this. I don't know why your brother died and you didn't, but I can tell you this: you need to spend the rest of your life figuring it out. And you need to spend the rest of your life making damn sure that you don't waste that opportunity.
I will.
You need to spend the rest of your life making him proud and being proud of yourself that you use that opportunity and do something with it instead of sitting home and having guilt that you were the one that survived and he wasn't. You need to be the one that carries the flag for the two of you, and you need to use your life to do something about what took his life. Everybody has to have a purpose. Everybody has to have a passion. And right now, maybe this is it for you. Maybe it may not be for the rest of your life. Maybe you'll find some other passion that you put with this. But it took a lot of courage for you to come here today, and you didn't have to do this.
Thank you, Dr. Phil.
You could have stayed home and kept the shades drawn and sat there and felt sorry for yourself and beat yourself up. And instead, you came here to talk about this and put a face on this, and all of you did. And you have a call here, and you need to take care of yourself, and you're not doing that.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Right now, you don't have a goal, you don't have a purpose. You're not leaving the house, you're not doing anything, and you need help figuring that out. And I'm going to get you help to figure that out. Okay, I'm going to get you help that's going to walk you through this step by step by step, because you don't have to leap tall buildings in a single bound. What you have to do is set some goals and identify the steps necessary to get from where you are to where you're going. And you've been there. You've looked death in the eye. And these people that wonder what it's like to take this stuff and go through that hell, you know, you just described it for people. They want to know what it's like to play with this. You just described it for them. And the bonus is you wake up and find out your brother's dead, and then you have to live with that. So whatever it was that motivated the two of you to make that decision that night, to take that pill, you don't get a do-over, but you do get a second chance. And you've got to live for you, you've got to live for your brother. And you said you knew they were taking the pill. Did you know where they got it?
Yeah, they got it off of a childhood friend.
Who's now incarcerated.
Incarcerated. He's, and I don't believe he knew.
Well, of course he didn't know, but I don't know what kind of standards you're using, but they need to be raised. It's not. Robert and I have two boys, and I can tell you, if one of them, both of them walked in the room and said, "Hey, we got a couple pills from a buddy and we're going to take them," it'd be like, "The hell you are? What the hell are you talking about?"
That's how it started.
Well, that's the way it needs to resume.
Yeah,
so we need to change that right now. And we need to set a new standard here, and let's rebuild this. Let's do this a different way. You can do the rest of your life with a purpose and with a plan and something you can be proud of and something your brother can be proud of. And you guys can do it together. All of you can do it together. And we can't turn the clock back. Not even God can change what has happened, but you can determine where you go from here. You just need help getting started. Because you're still grieving after 2 years. That's complex grief. That means it's morphed into something else. And I'm not going to tell you that I know how you feel, Dad, because I haven't buried a son. They'd have to take me to the dump. I can't even, I'm not judging you. I'm not telling you I know how you feel. But sometimes it's good that I can't be completely empathetic with you because, you know, it's kind of like you fall in a hole in the forest. You need somebody that's not down in the hole that can go get a rope and pull you out. And I want to be that person that gets that rope and pulls you out. Okay? You guys need some help with this. And I'm going to get you guys some professional help. We're going to get some planning here. We're going to do some things and get you back on track to live your life. It is no honor to your brother to have this whole family come unwound. Let's not let the dealers, let's not let these people that are trying to poison America chalk up another family. They're going to lose this fight because you're going to win this fight.
Thank you.
They
Dr.
got
Phil.
one. They didn't get the other, and they're not going to get this family.
Thank you, Dad.
So we're going to bring this back online. Okay?
Absolutely.
Fair enough. You willing to take the help?
Absolutely, I am.
You willing to take the help?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Dr. Phil.
We have a plan here, but we're not going to stop talking about this until something changes and our children are no longer at risk of dying from drugs laced with fentanyl or any of the other synthetic opioids being peddled by cartels and dealers across the country. It has to stop, and we will not stop this conversation until it does. I want to thank all of my guests today for sharing their stories. Special thanks to Derek Maltz and Angela Webb for joining me in this very urgent conversation. Before we go, we'd like to take a moment to remember the loved ones who we've lost.
Karina was the funniest and brightest person in any room. There wasn't a day that went by that she didn't make me laugh in some way. She's missed every single day, and I'm so thankful for the time that we had her.
I would describe my son Ryan as the gentlest soul I've ever known in my entire life. He was loving, he was funny, he could make you belly laugh out loud.
Ryan is one of the best kids you could ever imagine. He was great at sports, great at music. This kid was truly special. He's very sorely missed.
Sammy was a great kid. The one thing that keeps coming to me is just how sweet he was.
Feels like our heart is broken. It's hard to breathe. I love you.
Our hearts go out to the families here today and all those affected by this deadly drug. Stay safe.
Today on Dr. Phil. Did she fall for a $200,000 timeshare scam?
I'm devastated. Everything my mom's worked so hard for, taken away.
I go in twice a week to donate plasma.
And you've maxed out your credit cards. They've misspelled financial. They've misspelled payment. Somebody's lying to you.
I need to know the truth.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
Today is going to be a changing day in your life.
5, 4.
Get ready to take care of you. Almost 10 million households in the U.S. own timeshares, which are shared ownership of vacation property for a predetermined amount of time. Now, in some of the most picturesque places around the world, you'll find these timeshares. Now, my guest today, Colette, is a hardworking nurse who says in 2013 she purchased a timeshare in beautiful Cabo San Lucas. And with the sun and scenery, felt like it was her second home. But that all changed 2 years ago when out of the blue, she says she got a call from someone claiming to be an attorney in Mexico, stating there was a data breach.
Want 50,000 Playbucks coins for free? Start playing now and dominate. Check description and pin comment for link.
At her resort, and she was entitled to $38,580 in settlement. Sounds pretty serious, right? Fast forward to present day, and Colette says she still hasn't received a single penny, but instead has sent the attorney and his associates 6 times that settlement amount due to international taxes, fees, and her daughters, Tawanda and Tiffany, say this is a total scam, and it's all led to just a whole bunch of gobbledygook paperwork. Take a look.
About 8 years ago, my mom got a timeshare in Cabo San Lucas.
I feel like my mom has lost her mind when it comes to this situation. About 2 years ago, my mom explained to me that she was contacted by the fraud department in the Mexican government.
And she was supposed to be awarded around $38,000 as part of a class action lawsuit. There was a hitch to it. She had to send them money in order to get the money. You don't have to pay somebody to get your money.
My mom is getting scammed, and she doesn't believe it's a scam.
Every time they say you do this, and then we're gonna wire it to you.
She keeps sending them money in hopes of getting her $38,000. You don't see it as a scam, and I'm afraid that you're gonna continue to send money. Over the past 2 years, my mom has sent these scammers approximately $180,000. At one point, I even called the timeshare to get some answers for myself. I even spoke to the fraud department.
They told me not to say anything, not even to contact the resort.
My background is in IT, information technology. I was able to look at the documents, look at the email domains, and see that things are not matching up to the actual domain for the Bank of Mexico.
I feel like in her mind, she believes that this is real and that she's gonna get her money back. They're gonna keep coming up with reasons for you to keep sending more and more money. It's never gonna stop.
She is struggling to make ends meet.
She's going to food banks, donating plasma, and she's borrowing money. My sister and I don't know what to do to get my mom out of this mess. This is why I contacted Dr. Phil.
Well, it's good to meet you both. You're very concerned about your mother.
Yes, very.
Now, when she got this notice that she was entitled to a settlement because of some breach, did she tell you guys about it?
Not initially. She wanted to surprise us with just some extra money.
She's going to share it.
Yeah, she wanted to be helpful.
The nurse in her, you know.
Yeah. She spent 6 times the amount of what she was originally told she could get back. And y'all have just learned that she's spent even more than the 180 you were talking about. It's over $200,000 now. Commonsensically, the math doesn't work. If she's a good money manager, how did that happen?
Well, I think that my mom was just caught off guard. They knew her timeshare, so they had enough information to make it believable. And then it started adding up, and then it was, oh my gosh, I done sent already $30,000 and I need my money back. So it just kind of cycled out of control, and really my mom is a financially abused woman.
I think old sayings get to be old sayings because they just apply generation after generation after generation. And the old saying I'm referring to is first loss, best loss. And sometimes we get in situations where we don't want to admit we've made a bad decision. We don't want to admit we've been had. Sometimes our ego creates a blind spot and we say, I want to admit it, so I'll take another bite and hope that it doesn't turn out badly. And now I'm in so deep, I can't quit. Almost like an addiction here, and I'm going to keep chasing this golden goose and hope to God, because they never promised her more than $38,580, right?
Well, that's the thing. They promised her that the money she sent, she would get that back in addition to the $38,000.
Yeah, oh my God.
And that's the financial abuse part of it, because, you know, when you look at a woman who's physically abused, you see the black eyes, you see, you know, the signs, but then they go back and it doesn't make sense. And it's really like that same thing. They've manipulated her. They played into her emotions. She was worried about them losing their jobs if she didn't send more money. She was worried about them getting in trouble.
And they, in fact, told her that, right? Said, if you don't pay these fees, we'll lose our job.
Yeah.
So it was emotional extortion. Well, sisters Tawanda and Tiffany say that their mother, Colette, is a very intelligent person, but this situation obviously doesn't make intellectual sense, and that's where I come in. We're going to meet Colette after the break, and listen, I'm not going to enjoy telling her and convincing her of the truth here. I'm going to tell the two of you that when this lands on her, you've really got to surround her with love and support so she doesn't feel like a complete failure, a complete fool, completely alone. It's really important that you close ranks around her, because this is going to be difficult for her to hear. It's going to be difficult for me to tell her, and it's going to be difficult for her to hear, but you guys will be there for her. I know that you will, and you need to be. We'll be right back.
I was part of a class action lawsuit. It sounded completely legitimate. In the past 2 years, I have sent over $207,000. My daughters would say, Mom, you are being scammed. And I would say to them, look, I got this. I know what I'm doing.
And later, I put people on the ground down there in Mexico City. This whole thing is phony.
For the past 2 years, my sister and I have tried time and time again to convince my mom that she's being scammed.
My mom just doesn't want to hear that she is being scammed.
She should know better than this.
My mom is a really smart woman.
She's been a registered nurse for over 25 years. I hope Dr. Phil is able to get through to her so that she can see what's really going on.
How much does it hurt y'all to see this happening to her?
I'm devastated to see everything my mom's worked so hard for taken away. She's emotionally heartbroken, so it's hard for us.
Well, Tawanda and Tiffany say their mom won't listen to them, but they hope that she'll listen to me. And here's what Colette has had to say.
I feel like my dream come true of having a timeshare in Mexico has turned into a nightmare. 2 years ago, I was contacted by an attorney from the UIF, the Financial Intelligence Unit of the Mexican government. I was part of a class action lawsuit, and I would be granted $38,500. And that I needed to send $3,850 to open an account over there so my money could be deposited. It sounded completely legitimate. I sent them the money, and the $38,500 never showed up. One time they wanted court and stamp fees, so I sent them $17,000. Another time it was a custom border fee, $7,000. The peso fluctuation, $6,000. I wired $13,000. $4,980, $2,600. These are my receipts. Look at all of this. I was getting frustrated and I decided to cancel the whole process. If I didn't pay the fees, I was told that I would be charged for wire fraud. In the past 2 years, I have sent over $207,000. I have borrowed from my daughters, taken out loans, exhausted credit cards, not paid my mortgage. My daughters would say, "Mom, you are being scammed. Don't send them any more money." And I would say to them, "Look, I got this. I know what I'm doing. This is all real. This is legitimate."
Well, Colette, it's so good to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
And you're a registered nurse.
Yes, I am. I've been a nurse for over 30 years.
Thank you so much for your work and for your
Thank
service.
you. Thank you.
Want 50,000 Playbucks coins for free? Start playing now and dominate. Check description and pinned comment for link.
Now, you've always kind of relied on yourself financially and worked hard, and your daughters say you've been really good with money.
Yes, I have.
Are you now kind of in danger of facing retirement without a nest egg?
Yes, I am. At one point, I even wasn't paying my mortgage. I had even gone to like the pawn shops and borrowed money from my daughters, and it just went on and on to where I exhausted about everything.
And are you doing plasma twice a week?
I go in twice a week to donate plasma, yeah. I'm doing the food bank, usually maybe once a month to try to get some extra essentials in the house because I really don't want to ask anyone for help.
And you've maxed out your credit cards.
Yes, yes.
Did you two ever think that your mother, who works as hard as she does, would ever be having to go to the food bank and selling plasma
never.
to get by?
Never.
Do you think you're being scammed?
I don't think I'm being scammed though, honestly. And the reason why I say that is every time I call, I can get a hold of someone. I've even had one gentleman who really went out of his way. He paid out of his own pocket for one of the fees. Actually, he's done that like 2 or 3 times out of his own pocket to pay the fees. And who would do that if they're scamming?
You're either dealing with some of the most incompetent people on the face of planet Earth, and it's taken 2 years and over $200,000 to get 30-something, or you're being scammed.
Right.
And if you're being scammed, would you want to know it?
Absolutely.
And what was the breach? What is it that entitled you to $38,850 to begin with?
I was contacted by an attorney over there in Mexico, and what he told me was there was a breach in the data, in my data, from the resort that I had purchased my timeshare from. Didn't tell me what that breach was, but that they had obviously sold my information to someone else.
Have you thought about going to this financial agency and saying, I'm here, I want to see my file? Somebody needs to look me in the eye for 200 grand. I'm entitled to a meeting. I want to see somebody in the flesh tell me what's going on.
Never thought about that. I felt like everything was legitimate, and so I never pursued that avenue.
Okay. Well, for the past 2 years, Colette says she has received pages and pages, I showed you at the beginning, of documents from government agencies and officials regarding her timeshare. We're going to look into those documents very carefully after the break. Why do you suppose you never thought of that?
I really trusted the people that I was talking to.
Okay, let me say something to you that I want you to really
my
hang on to.
sister and I just don't know about.
I feel like she is not telling the truth about how much money she's sending these people.
I got a reimbursement check for $14,000 and I sent it to Mexico, and my daughters don't even know about that. If my daughters knew the extent of what I have done, they would probably come unglued.
I just asked you some questions before the break that you have to admit seem pretty logical.
Right, I agree.
When I've said these things to you, you say, I never really thought of that. Why do you suppose you never thought of that?
I really trusted the people that I was talking to on the other end of the phone.
Okay, let me say something to you that I want you to really hang on to. You thought they would never do that because you would never do that.
That's true too. Very trusting.
My dad used to say, there's something about that old boy I don't like about me. And that was a really great statement because we can only see in others what we have a little bit in ourselves. You don't have an evil bone in your body, so you can't see an evil bone in somebody else's body. You got an introductory email from an attorney, Carlos. So we wanted to look at this, and first off, he gave you a contact here that was contact@uif.mx. Tiffany, you checked, and that domain doesn't even exist anymore, right?
Right.
We wanted to look into this, and so this is the agency, and they gave this address. I put people on the ground down there in Mexico City. And this is a legitimate agency. They're not at that address. That domain doesn't exist, and that agency is not at that address. So that's not real. Somebody's lying to you. And by the way, Mexico DF, that's District Federale. In 2018, Mexico City changed their abbreviation from Mexico DF to CDMX. That isn't even the abbreviation for Mexico City anymore. This whole thing is phony. And it's interesting that over here they say, by the way, complimentary legal representation is provided. Hell, it is. $200,000 later doesn't sound complimentary to me. But they do say, please do not contact hotel staff or third-party timeshare service solicitors about this case at all. We don't want you talking to them. That's why they return your phone calls all the time, because they don't want you talking to anybody else.
Wow.
Now, then you got a confirmation letter that says $38,580 award. So we checked on your case number. Doesn't exist. Magdalena is your judge, and it says that she is the judge of the 2nd District. She's not even at the 2nd District anymore and hasn't been for a long time. This whole confirmation letter is a fraud. Hold that thought. Colette says for the past 2 years, she's been speaking to someone claiming to be an attorney in Mexico City. So what happened when I sent a staffer to the address where he claims he works? We're going to do a door knock after the break.
Hi, Dr. Phil. I'm here in Mexico City, and I'm really trying to get some information about Cole's situation regarding her timeshare in Cabo San Lucas. And I'm going to go there to see what I can find out.
This entire situation with my timeshare, I don't know who to believe or what to believe at this point. I feel like I just really want some answers.
I feel like my mom really knows what's going on. She just doesn't want to see it.
Seems like everyone I've talked to has just sent me on some kind of wild goose chase.
For the past 2 years, Colette says she's been communicating with someone calling himself Attorney Carlos, who claims he works for the Financial Intelligence Unit in Mexico City. Now, just a few days ago, I sent a staffer to the address where Attorney Carlos claims he works to see if we could get some answers, or more importantly, Colette's money. Take a look.
Want 50,000 Playbucks coins for free? Start playing now and dominate. Check description and pinned comment for link.
Hi, Dr. Phil. I'm here in Mexico City, and I'm really trying to get some information about Cole's situation regarding her timeshare in Cabo San Lucas. I'm across the street from the location Colette was given by an alleged attorney from the Financial Intelligence Unit, known as the UIF. He claimed he worked for the Unidad de Inteligencia Financiera, located at Avenida Insurgentes, and I'm going to go there to see what I can find out. Hola, señorita. Disculpa, ¿aquí es la Unidad de Inteligencia Financiera?
No, aquí está la Comisión Federal.
The receptionist just told me that the Unidad de Inteligencia Financiera is not here. I did find out that the actual location is about 20 minutes away. I will head there now, see if I can find out more. Okay, right now I'm across the street from the address where the actual Unidad de Inteligencia Financiera is located. It's on Avenida Constituyentes. Let me see what else I can find out. Hola, buenas tardes. Disculpe, ¿esta es la Unidad de Inteligencia Financiera? Es que nos dijeron, I just talked with the guard and he confirmed that yes, this is the Unidad de Inteligencia Financiera. Well, today I confirmed that the office of the Unidad de Inteligencia Financiera does exist in Mexico, but the lawyer that is working with Colette gave her a false address.
Dr. Phil, upon future investigation, the address that Colette alleged attorney has in his email does not belong to the Mexican UIF government agency. The street address she was given is actually the address of another Mexican government office called Conducef, which handle consumer disputes. I called Conducef office and they confirmed that they have been that location for the last 10 years, and it was never the office of the UIF. They also confirmed that Colette attorneys does not work at the address. I then called the actual UIF agency, which prevents and detects financial crimes, where your producer visited. Dr. Phil, they confirmed that Colette's attorney, Carlos, does not work for the Unidad de Inteligencia Financiera in Mexico.
Now, I would like to make it very clear that neither the Financial Intelligence Unit nor the officials who work for them are involved in any scam that we're talking about here at all. They're just down there doing their jobs. So tell me what you're concluding from what I'm telling you so far.
Well, the information that you've researched is telling me that it's not real. That I'm not gonna get my money back, and that it's pretty much gone. And I need to know the truth because I've been talking to people down there. I've had one guy, he's even done his own money. He's even recently he did. And they keep promising me that after I do this last thing, then they'll send me my money. I worked, and it's hard to just think that I've made such poor decisions that I can't even recover. So
There's nobody paying their own money. These are scammers. They're just telling you that to look good.
So how is there a way to track the money I sent then?
Well, we looked at that because Colette says the Mexican Supreme Court, the Supreme Court sent her a financial obligation agreement saying she would get her payment in 3 days, right?
Right.
But let's take a look at that. They've misspelled financial, they've misspelled payment, they've misspelled requirement. These are cut and paste signatures. The Supreme Court never provides a letter in English. This whole thing is phony. It's not worth the paper it's written on.
Yeah, okay.
No. Like Colette, my next guest says she too lost money from a timeshare scam, but says the money lost wasn't the worst part. Want her to hear from her after the break.
They're good. They are really, really good. It's sad to say, but your money is gone.
Sadly, this is big business, and Colette is not alone. I'd like to add someone into the conversation who says she can relate to Colette's story all too well and would like to offer some advice. Joining us from her home virtually is Cindy. Cindy, thank you so much for joining us today. How do you relate to this?
It's very difficult. It's very humiliating experience. I feel very sorry for Colette because you feel victimized, and that people could actually take advantage of another human being the way that they have taken advantage of so many people out there. They're good. They are really, really good. I have, as Colette did, I was able to speak to my representative every day. I could email every day. And it went on and on and on for a year. And it's sad to say, but your money is gone and you're not alone out there.
And Cindy, you say the scammers told you horrible stories and once said that your representative went missing, that her driver was killed in an accident in Mexico City, right?
Absolutely, yes. The stories were getting more horrific. My representative also said that his wife had died recently. His driver in Mexico City had been killed. He felt that it was from the cartel. And then, interestingly enough, after they share these horrific stories with you, he said, but please feel free to come down to Mexico City and, we can get this squared away and everything will be taken care of. It's a very emotional situation to be in.
And, you heard me say to Tawana and Tiffany that losing the money is one thing, but the self-recrimination, the pain, the embarrassment, the kicking yourself over it is what really is hard to overcome afterwards, and that I wanted them to stay close to her and support her and love her through this, because that's what's really important.
It really is. It really is. And to have your family, to support you. My son was tremendous in this. When he found out what was going on, he came to me and worked with me and even talked to these people. And so, when I finally realized that this was a scam, and I had to mentally really put it to bed. I had to get myself really in order and put it to bed and let it go. It kept me up. I didn't sleep, like Colette. When I woke up in the morning, it was the first thing I thought about. When I went to bed, it was the last thing that I thought about. It just really, really emotionally gets to you. And so to have the support of your daughters there with you, it doesn't get any better than that. So just don't send any more money.
Got that right.
Mm-hmm.
A few years ago, my plan was to retire in about 5 years, and this has disrupted the whole process. My mom has sent so much money to these scammers that I'm afraid she won't be able to retire. As the old saying goes, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. I obviously thought $38,500 would just be dropped in.
Want 50,000 Playbucks coins for free? Start playing now and dominate. Check description and pin comment for link
to my bank account, and here I am.
I'd like to add someone else into the conversation who has been an attorney for 35 years and dealt with numerous timeshare fraud cases. He's even interviewed the scammers themselves. He also writes a syndicated newspaper column called You and the Law. And joining us from Bakersfield, California is Dennis Beaver. Dennis, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to help educate us and the public about this. You've been listening to what we've been talking about. What can you add to this dialogue here?
A couple of things. First of all, Colette is not out of the woods. She's still in trouble. And the same type of thing, not specifically $207,000, not specifically you've been a member of a class action suit and we have this money for you from a data breach, but similar with timeshare resale scams. And it works this way. You bought a timeshare in Cabo San Lucas, in Florida, in Las Vegas, it could be anywhere. And one day you get a phone call. Hello, Dr. Phil, we know you have a wonderful timeshare and we have a buyer for you. He'd like to buy your timeshare. And Dr. Phil is thinking, wow, I hate this thing. I'm never able to use it. My God. Okay, what are you going to offer me for it? Well, it's a great timeshare. Our buyer will offer you $50,000. And you're thinking, I died and went to heaven. I only paid $15,000 for it. So what takes over? A 5-letter word, greed. Greed. And you begin receiving contracts, and of course you're not going to discuss it with a lawyer or an accountant or even your family members. Same procedure. You've got to send this money transfer fee, this escrow fee. I spoke to one chiropractor in Toronto and his wife on a conference call on the speakerphone. He sent $40,000, then found my articles. And I said, money's gone. And I heard the wife just shriek, why did you do this? And crying. These people are very good at what they do.
Tawanda and Tiffany told my team that they're considering getting a conservatorship for their mother, but is it worth it? We'll talk about that next. Well, we're back with this delightful family that has been in a difficult situation. Colette, are you crystal clear that you've been scammed here?
Yes, I am. I'm crystal clear.
Okay, and that's the first step in acknowledging it. And I'm sorry to tell you, I have no strategy for recovering your money.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone. There's no telling where it's gone, but it's gone. And you guys have to know that, she doesn't see these things coming, and you have to decide, what you're going to do about that. And maybe once burned is enough, but you've got to put in safeguards, and if y'all all work together, you can do it. But transparency is the key here. You Listen, the number one tool of an abuser, I don't care if it's a physical abuser, mental abuser, emotional abuser, financial abuser, whatever, is isolation. They got to get you isolated. That's why they told you, don't call the timeshare, don't call anybody, just talk to us. Only way they can abuse you is get you isolated, because if you're talking to rational people, it's like Dennis said, if that guy talked to his wife, she'd have strangled him before she let him spend $40,000. You just can't be isolated. You have to be transparent. And whether you all do conservatorship voluntarily or you countersign checks, credit cards, whatever, you have to agree you're going to be totally transparent here and not allow yourself to be vulnerable like you have been in the past. And I hope you'll take that to heart.
I did. I said, depending on what the results were here, that I would comply with what they want, even though I feel, I'm an adult, I can handle it. But I'm willing to do that for whatever period of time that they see that I really am doing what I need to do. And that means ceasing all contact with them and emails and all of that.
Do that. I don't care what they say. You're a delightful woman, and you got family that loves you. Focus on that and make up the financial ground that you can. Look, we're out of time. I hope everybody at home listens to this. I want to thank all of my guests today, including attorney Dennis Beaver. If you believe you have been the victim of a timeshare or internet scam, you can go to FBI's special website, ic3.gov. For more information about today's episode, if you'd like to share your story, log on to drphil.com. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to my podcast, Fill in the Blanks, or Robin's I've Got a Secret with Robin McGraw. And you'll find Trinity Mozon Wofford, CEO of Gold Superfoods. Listen and find out the secret to superfoods. Your mind and body will thank you for that, I promise. Check them out for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.
Today on an all-new Dr. Phil, they say their mom has a new look.
She's lost how much weight?
150 pounds.
A new attitude.
I went postal. Were you flipping us off? I may have, but when I get upset, who knows what I hear. You were double flipping us off. Well, there were two of you.
And a new personality.
My mother is very promiscuous. She goes through boyfriends like a revolving door.
You said she met a random truck driver in a parking lot?
She's meeting semi-drivers, getting in the truck with them and having sex. That's false. Mom, it's true. I'm not going to say I did something I did not do.
You either meet somebody in a parking lot and get up in their truck, or you don't. I'm just wanting to know the truth. Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
Today's going to be a changing day in your life.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Into the show for my help. Her out-of-control partying mom, Teresa, is driving her crazy. Now, she and her sister Charlie claim that after their mother lost over 100 pounds and her husband passed away, she has just abandoned motherhood to drink, hang out in bars, and bounce from one random man to the next. But Teresa says, look, I'm done being a caretaker. And if her family can't be happy for her, well, that's on them. Now, you may think this story ends there. Well, not even close. In fact, the more we began to dig in and conduct our pre-interviews with the entire family, we discovered even a bigger problem. Turns out Teresa isn't just meeting random men in bars, but is currently talking to not one, not two, but at least 3 different men online who she's never met. Her children claim Teresa has tried to sell her house and furniture to help these men she has never laid eyes on. Teresa says her children need to just back off and let her have her freedom. She says she felt trapped like a prisoner in her own home. If she continues down this road, she may be a real prisoner. Take a look.
My mom is very selfish and self-absorbed right now. My mom has decided she's going to party.
She got worse after my dad passed in 2013.
My mother is very promiscuous and reckless. My mother has dated a lot of men in the last 2 to 3 years. At one point, she had 2 men living in the house with her at the same time.
My mom has had dramatic weight loss in the last couple of years. She had gastric bypass, a lap band, and had a tummy tuck after that.
My mom has lost close to 150 pounds. She has never been this thin. She's really enjoying seeking out attention from men. She's meeting semi-drivers at our Walmart store, getting in the truck with them and having sex with them.
My mom is frequently drunk. 2 years ago, my mom ended up in the hospital because she was so drunk. She fell off a bar stool. She had a huge bruise on her forehead.
She spends a lot of money on clothes right now. She should be paying her utilities, and instead she's choosing to...
Want 50,000 Playbucks coins for free? Start playing now and dominate. Check description and pinned comment for link.
Spend the money on clothes. And now my mother has become involved with men online. She's convinced these men are real. These men are telling my mom they are stuck overseas and they want to get back to be with her forever. My mom has sent close to $7,000 overseas to a gentleman named Target.
My mom got in trouble for fraud. These online scammers would send her checks, and then she would deposit those checks into her bank account and then send them a portion of the money back. They sent 2 checks for $2,500 each. And then my mom wired the $5,000 back to this person. They were bad checks. She had to borrow the money from my grandma and grandpa that they had saved for their funeral to pay it back. I'm worried that she's going to get swept up in one of these scams and I won't ever see her again.
If I try to confront my mom, she'll basically tell me to leave her the hell alone.
Okay. Guys, you're clearly concerned about your mom and her safety, right?
Yes.
So what is it she's doing that you're most concerned about?
She's completely out of control since my dad died. She's being really reckless and, destructive.
And he passed away when?
In 2013.
Okay, and I'm very sorry for your loss. I understand it was a prolonged illness.
Yes.
And how long after that did she kind of cut loose?
I think she moved her next boyfriend in, which is her dad, within a month.
You said it's her?
It's her dad. We're half-sisters. We're
Right.
half-sisters.
Okay, so she moves him back in. She goes back to him.
Yes.
But that didn't work out.
No, correct.
You guys have concerns about specific behaviors. I kind of made a list. After we talked to y'all, you answered a lot of questions. Thank you very much. You said she's partying a lot. Fell off a bar stool, bruised her eye socket. I mean, it got so bad, hit herself enough, bruised her eye socket. You think she's driving drunk. She's out riding a dirt bike, and she's promiscuous. You think she's actually kind of hopping from man to man.
Yes.
Okay. Multiple online boyfriends, and she's wiring money. And they're conning her with this fake check scam where they say, okay, look, I don't want money from you. I want to give you money. I'm going to send you money. I don't want any money. I'm going to send you money. And they send her money, but say, will you now send me back some of my money? And they're playing the float. And so before that check can clear, they ask for money back. She sends them good money, then their check doesn't clear, and then she's on the hook for several $1,000s.
Yes.
And the bank's looking at her for fraud, right? She's selling her possessions. Why?
She approached me about buying her house because she wants to just leave everything behind, and she's convinced one of these online relationships is actually real and that she's going to meet up with him in Florida and live happily ever after.
And which one was this?
That would have been Jeffrey.
This was Jeffrey?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're saying she lies, uses money for cosmetic surgery, spends it on clothes, but doesn't pay her bills.
Correct.
Okay. and that she's accused of fraud because the grandchildren have Social Security money that's come in, and you think she's misappropriated that, and then adult abuse because you think she's bleeding your grandparents to the point that she no longer has access to the grandparents' funds.
Correct.
Now, you said she met a random truck driver in a parking lot?
At our local Walmart. I had a friend who saw her get into the semi with the semi driver, and I called her and she denied it, so I went down to see if her car was actually there, and her car was parked right where the friend said that she had got into the semi with the driver.
How do you meet a truck driver in a Walmart parking lot? Will you just like go?
We don't know.
Could have been online, could have been anything.
So you think it was a rendezvous that was set up?
Could have been.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't just that she just pulled up next to the truck and said, hey.
I believe
could
it
have
was
been.
somebody that she maybe met on Facebook and said, if you're coming through town, meet me here. And
Would you ever in a million years have thought your mother would have been meeting a truck driver in a parking lot at Walmart?
oh,
No.
So something's off the rails here. She was caught by a live-in boyfriend having sex with a random guy in the driveway?
Yes.
And what do you define random?
I guess it was some guy she met at a reunion that
What?
night. Some guy that she met at a reunion that night, like just met that day.
Just met that day?
Yes.
But she had a live-in boyfriend?
Correct. Yes. Still does. She goes through boyfriends like a revolving door, and she cheats on every one of them.
Now, she's lost how much weight total?
150 pounds at least.
Big difference.
There is a big difference.
Okay.
And I want to make it clear, we're happy for our mom that she feels good about herself. We're not happy about how she is now portraying herself to men.
And she said, if you people can't be happy for me, then I don't need you in my life. She said that to us.
Okay. What do you want me to do with her?
I think she needs a stern talking to.
You what?
She needs a stern talking to. Nothing we have said has gotten through. I don't know, maybe it'll help come from you. Another thing I'd like to touch on is the thing that bothers me the most is, kind of how you said, like, where does meddling and helping, where's the line there? What I feel most strongly is her personality change. Like, yes, I think the fraud is obviously bad, and she needs, to be reprimanded about that, and, these boyfriends, and, the safety factor really needs to be touched on there and let her know, like, hey, this isn't okay. But the thing that bothers me the most is her personality change. She got extremely mad at us over nothing. Like, she goes 0 to 60 in 0.2 seconds. Like, she gets mad over nothing, and it's completely swearing off the handle. Like, she gets like crazy.
Different woman.
Oh, yes.
Different woman.
Like, it's pretty much bipolar. Like, she gets nuts.
You just don't know. Sometimes they say, are you
her.
Teresa or are you Terry?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, coming up, we're going to meet them both, Teresa and Terry. The woman, Hannah and Charlie, say no longer acts like their mother. Does she have the right to do what she's doing? Has she crossed a line? Is she just a bird out of a cage? Has she earned the right to be who she is, do what she's doing? These are the questions after the break.
I received a text from my best friend, and it was a picture of a woman's privates from the waist down. My friend said, you need to check your mom's Facebook. A man she had been talking to got angry and posted pictures that my mom had sent him of her spread eagle and a full frontal of herself with her face showing, and put it all over Facebook for everybody to see. And I was most concerned because my son, who's 13, I did not want them to see their Nana like that. I was absolutely mortified.
Well, Hannah says when her father passed, her mother, Teresa, did not give herself time to mourn at all and started dating multiple guys around town. Now, Teresa says she spent most of her life taking care of others. And now it's time that she takes care of herself. She takes care of her own needs. She says it's her turn.
My family is treating me disrespectfully. They don't have a clue. They've not lived and experienced the things that I have. They've accused me of being a whore, distant, cold, callous. I can be rude and cold and callous if you push me. I'm going to push you just a little bit harder back. I've done my job parenting and raising the children. I believe it's my time to have fun, absolutely. I'm living my own life. I'm going to do it my way. I tell them to mind their own business. And if I mess up, that's on me. I have dated more than 20 minutes since the passing of my late husband, Walter. I've lost pretty close to 230 pounds. The sex drive has definitely gone up. The children have made the comment that they definitely want their old mom back. Well, their old mom was very critically ill. I do not have a drinking problem today. If you count falling one time and getting a bump on your head an alcoholic, then I'm an alcoholic. Have I partied in the past? Absolutely. I've sent money 3 different occasions to men online. I got burned, absolutely. I've probably lost about $4,000. Absolutely, I've had my heart broken. In my opinion, Debbie and my 2 daughters, Charlie and Hannah, are here to point the finger and say, look how stupid my mother and sister are. They definitely paint a terrible portrait of me. And this is what I simply say. When you get perfect, you can judge me. Until then, don't call me.
Want 50,000 Playbucks coins for free? Start playing now and dominate. Check description and pin comment for link.
Okay, well, we've been talking about you.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. They've had a lot to say. These girls love you a lot.
I know that.
They're concerned about you.
Absolutely.
They think that you've kind of spinning out of control, are you?
In my opinion, no.
Yeah. Why do you think they're concerned?
I think they're concerned because I'm nothing in the way that I used to be to them.
Right.
I've changed physically, mentally. I've always been a very strong person and outspoken, but with empathy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that they really understand, or I think they're clueless, basically.
Right. In what way? Clueless in what way?
Well, they're very judgmental, and I don't think that they realize even dating today is a completely different ballgame. I mean, in my opinion, very few people tell the truth, and that's sad to me, but it's just my opinion of what has transpired.
Yeah. Are any of the things that they're talking about or concerned about valid?
Have I went online and fallen for the wrong people? Absolutely the truth.
Mm-hmm. If they were doing some of the things you're doing, even now, younger or even now, would you be cautioning them to watch out?
Absolutely, but at the end of the day, it's still their choice. But I would strongly advise them to be careful, just based on what I've discovered recently.
Yeah, because they say that you've actually met someone you didn't even know in a parking lot at Walmart.
That's false. That is not true.
Okay. What do y'all say about that?
Mom, it's true.
Okay, hold on.
Time out.
Time out. Time out. See, this is what drives me crazy. This is what makes me wish I'd been a plumber. Seriously, be me for a minute.
I get you.
Okay, be me for a minute. See, people write in sometimes, many times, and sometimes for years. And sometimes people will get up here and say, I've written in 28 times across 7 years. And then they finally get here and then lie. Now, there are not versions of the truth. There are some things that can be opinion, like, were you rude? Well, my opinion you were, my opinion I wasn't, yes you were, but you either meet somebody in a parking lot and get up in their truck or you don't. Now, that either happened or it didn't. That's not sorta, kinda, maybe. You either did or you didn't. That either happened or it didn't happen. And so all I want are the facts, because then I can, and by the way, I'm not even saying you don't have the right to do that if you want to. I got nothing against truck drivers or truck drivers having a good time. I'm just wanting to know the truth. Just tell me. So when you say it did, it didn't, somebody's not telling me the truth, which means I'm wasting my time. Somebody's not telling me the truth, which means I'm wasting my time. So what is the truth? Before anybody answers, think about what you're saying and tell me the truth so I know what I'm dealing with. It can't be both. She either did or she didn't.
I drove down to Walmart and your vehicle was there, but you were not. And you weren't in the store.
Okay, she has a friend that called her and told her that she visually saw me get in a semi-truck with a truck driver, and that if I come up missing...
That's a pretty random thing to say.
Yeah.
I mean, just out of the blue, just say, I saw your mother. I mean, nobody's ever called somebody and said they saw me getting in their truck.
But I'm not going to say I did something I didn't do. And it wasn't, for your information, when I've spoken to Rochelle since then, which did occur in Walmart, but when Rochelle called you, it was actually in Yonkers parking lot, which had nothing to do with Walmart.
Where were you, by the way? Your car was there and you weren't. Where were you?
I was in the store of Yonkers, which used to be like an Elder Beerman store.
So you were in the store?
Yes, I was.
So how'd you get to Yonkers from Walmart if your car was at Walmart?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I wasn't at Walmart. I've since spoken to Rochelle, who contacted Charlie to tell her that she visually saw me get in.
But I visually saw your car in the Walmart parking lot.
No.
Yes, I did, Mom.
Well, you may have. I go to Walmart on occasion, but on that particular day that Rochelle, Rochelle even texted me and said, and I just thought it was a joke.
Well,
and I text back, very funny.
It wasn't that she was trying to be nosy and get involved. It was, look, you need to know if your mom comes up missing, this is what I saw.
Yeah, I know. And Rochelle, you know, I've contacted Rochelle as well, and I've spoken to her in Walmart since. And I let her know it was not me. I have plenty of bad things. I have plenty of bad things about myself, or what people may perceive as bad. I don't think you have to make them up.
Another thing that I was scared that would happen today is she puts on this front. This, what you're seeing, is not what's at home. This is not how she acts normally. Like if she was this way, there wouldn't be a disrespect problem. There wouldn't be a way she treats people problem, because clearly she does not act like this at home. She acts like a completely different person.
So how does she act? Role play?
Role play. Oh God, I can't do that now. In the hotel room, it was you and you, Charlie. You ignored me, and I swear, she asked me 3 times, and I was on the phone, and she freaked out and said that I ignored her. I was like, hey, don't count on me staying here. No. She goes nuts.
Would you like to hear my version of that story or no?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. It's true that they were all in my room. And Hannah was on the phone with her boyfriend. And I had asked...
Could I get the short version?
Yeah. And long story short,
please.
Hannah gets up and goes and shows Charlie this picture of this dog, and Charlie's showing another picture of a dog. And I had asked Hannah 3 times. By that time, she had already hung up from the phone.
And I was in a conversation
with Charlie. And she ignored me totally, which she does on a very frequent basis. And it's just, in a nutshell, it's disrespectful, the way that they conduct themselves with me. When they were children, and I know they're not children now, but if you ask even your son or daughter as an adult a question, and you've had to ask that same question 3
So what was
times,
your response?
My response was, stop ignoring me, and then it blew into the full-blown, like she said, where I went postal.
And what is postal for you?
Normal.
Told them to get out. I told them to get out of my room. I mean, I just don't want to argue and...
Were you throwing bombs at them and all?
I did, absolutely.
Were you flipping us off?
No, I don't remember that, but I may have. But when I get upset, who knows what I do.
You were double flipping us off.
Well, there were 2 of you.
See, this is what I'm saying. This isn't real. This is an act. And this is what I'm so frustrated with, is just the disrespect and the way she treats people is not okay.
Teresa says her sister and daughters are just jealous because she's thin now and is no longer doing everything for them. But her sister, Debbie, says she's not jealous, she's just concerned. So we're going to add her to the conversation next. We'll be right back.
2 months ago, my mom told her live-in boyfriend that she was going to visit my grandparents, and instead she chose to go to a bar where she proceeded to get very intoxicated. She had another gentleman bring her home, and her live-in boyfriend caught them having sex in her driveway. My mom's boyfriend became very angry and told my mom to get out of the car. The gentleman my mom was with kept saying, "You told me you were single." I'm very embarrassed with my mother's behavior. I do think having sex with strangers is unacceptable.
Well, Debbie says her sister Teresa has done a complete turnaround from the person she used to be. She says her sister used to plan the family vacations, cook amazing dinners, but now she's going to bars, picking up random men, and she just wants her to calm down and grow up. Those are her words. Take a look.
Teresa has dated probably 20 men or more since her husband has passed. I do believe she's being very promiscuous. Teresa got married at the age of 17, and I believe that Teresa thinks that she's missing out on a lot of things because she did get married at such a young age. She said she's done taking care of everybody else. She wants to live her own life.
Want 50,000 Playbucks coins for free? Start playing now and dominate. Check description and pin comment for link.
My sister Teresa has lost over 200 pounds. It is a dramatic weight loss. I think that she's too old to be out partying like a 20-year-old. I believe that Teresa is definitely putting herself in danger. Teresa meets a lot of men online. I'm 100% certain that Teresa uses money from her current boyfriend to send to the online scam artist. Teresa fell in love with an online man named Jeffrey. Jeffrey claimed that he was ex-military in Afghanistan. Teresa's plan was to move to his home that he has in Florida. I did some investigation myself. I found that Jeffrey was impersonating a soldier named Charles. I actually was able to contact this person. I talked to him, and he said that was not him asking my sister for the money. However, Teresa did not want to talk to him, and she thought that I was being scammed. She's been scammed by at least 4 people that I know of. I think Teresa needs to grow up and realize that she needs to be the mother, the grandmother that she should be.
Thanks for joining us. You've been listening all along, right?
Yes.
First, let me give you the floor. What do you want to add, react, or respond to?
What I want to add is we are all very concerned about Teresa, about her behavior. Like Hannah said, we're worried that she's going to get caught up in some online scam, go and meet some guy, either get kidnapped, murdered. We just want her to focus on, what's here and now. I can't tell you how many men she's probably talked to online. And the money. Obviously, she's sending all of them, or several of them I know of, money because they give her false hopes and false dreams. I love you, I'm coming, we're going to be together, we're going to live happily ever after, and she believes them.
Okay, let me just take a poll here, and then you tell me what you think. You guys agree, do you not, that she does have the right to live her life?
Absolutely.
And she has a right to do what she wants to with her life. In fact, if she wants to go out and just be a wild party girl, she has the right to do that.
She does, but what we're concerned about is her putting herself in danger.
I understand. I'm getting to that, but you understand she does have the right.
Yes.
She has the right to not even be here.
Correct.
So you don't have any control over her. You can influence her, but you can't control her. She has a right to do whatever she wants to do, including not being here. So why are you here?
I'm here. I want the family to be reunited.
Okay. So you're not trying to dictate to her, but what you're trying to say is, okay, you be who you want to be, but with freedom comes responsibility. you've got to do this in a responsible way.
Correct.
And you've lost your way. That's what you're saying, right?
Right.
And you admit that you've lost your way some. You've gotten scammed some.
Absolutely.
And you said, I've been with 20 men in the last 4 years.
Almost 5 years, but yeah.
Almost 5 years, okay. 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. You've been with 20 different guys. That's your words, not mine. You said it, I didn't. I can play it back.
No, I just want to know what you mean by been with and not
Well,
sexually.
I don't know. You said it, I didn't.
I'm not sexually, no, but I've conversated with a good 20, yes.
Well, I'm
Absolutely.
21 then, okay?
Gotcha.
This is what you call...
Gotcha.
See, you want to know what I think's going on? You want to know what I think's going on?
Sure, I'd love that. I really would.
You lost a child. I'm very sorry.
Thank you.
You had a very sick child that you had to take care of. You had a very ill husband
True.
that you had to take care of. You spent a lot of time being a caretaker.
Most of my life, yes.
And when those responsibilities end, then it's like a huge burden off of you. I'm not saying that you're glad when your husband passes, but there is a part of you that you don't like to say out loud that there is some relief there. Because as unpolitic as it is, there is a lifted burden there. So the caretaking is over with. And then at the same time, you lose a lot of weight. And so you have a new body and new energy. I mean, like 150 pounds this last time around, all of a sudden that's gone. And I just kind of fear like you're like the person that gets a brand new car and you're like really proud of it and you want to give everybody a ride. I mean, you're really proud of your car, you know, so it's like, hey, okay. It's fun, right?
Well, the part that you omitted from that story, from my perspective, is this. You're absolutely right. But you have to remember, they didn't even come afterwards to visit me. None of them. They could have stopped by for 5 minutes. Once a week, it would have been something. Once a month would have been awesome. I'm talking zero.
So you make your own party. You make your own companionship. You make your own life.
And buy my own new car.
Yeah. And get
that's
some passengers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want to ride, you'll find somebody that does.
No car seats allowed.
Yeah.
But there's
So-
one thing that, too, also, Teresa, when you were taking care of Walter there at the end, you weren't, it's not like you were totally committed in that relationship when he was very sick.
So I shouldn't grieve because you think I wasn't totally
I'm just
committed?
saying, you're saying that you had a rough life, and nobody's disputing that by no means. But you still had some fun times during that rough ride.
But your point is?
The point is, I know she's understanding. She's saying, you know, I've lived a rough life, and so this is my now. I'm done with that life. I'm just saying it was a rough life, but sometimes I don't think it's as rough as you want us to believe it was.
Well,
Do you agree?
I mean, but do you want to say, was it a 6 versus an 8 or a 5 versus a 9? I mean, what's your point? I mean, I'm telling you psychologically that there is a sense of freedom of being set free, new body, new set of responsibilities, much less than before, mentally, emotionally, reality-wise. I'm telling you what's going on. This is like teenage rebellion.
Okay.
You can mitigate that in your head all you want, but if you want to know what's driving her, I'm telling you what's driving her. It's like all of a sudden, I can do what I want to do. I don't have to go home and tend to somebody part-time, full-time, no time. Only person I got to deal with is me. And, that's a lot of power.
Right.
And power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So you have that to control and manage, and it's awful hard to modulate that sometimes. And I think that's what you're dealing with here. I think the hope is that she can deal with that as an adult instead of a teenager before she gets really hurt.
Right.
That's what y'all are concerned about.
Right. We're concerned about her safety.
And that's what you should be concerned about. Teresa's family says she has too much credit card debt, plus she spends the money she does have on clothes and these online boyfriends. They even accuse her of stealing her granddaughter's benefit fund. We'll talk about all that when we come back, because I've said she's like gotten out of this mental emotional prison, but she could make some decisions where she could wind up in a real prison, according to them. We'll be right back.
My mom is a heavy drinker. Since my mom has lost weight, she's been going out more and drinking more. I believe that my mom drinks every day. My mom has always been heavy and always used food as an addiction, and now she has turned to alcohol because she can't eat anymore because of the surgery, so alcohol has replaced the food addiction.
Charlie said
50,000 Playbucks coins for free? Start playing now and dominate. Check description and pin comment for link.
Is that her mom shows up drunk at family events and acts so outrageously that her grandchildren now call her crazy Nana. They also say that she's got on her public face now, and that if she behaved the way at home that she's behaving now, that we wouldn't be here. But that she's much more defiant, in your face, with kind of a kiss my ass attitude at home. But here she's being much more socially appropriate. And they say she's making some really bad decisions, including misappropriating money that could get her in trouble. Has that happened?
No. Here's what happened. Do you want to hear my version of that story, short and long, or what?
Really short, because
Really
I know
short.
well, I know both sides of the story. I'm just saying. Let me ask you this: are you, whether it's fair or unfair, are you expected to pay some money back?
Yes, the money was stolen out of my car, and I tried to get the police department before I came here, as I think I was speaking with Jen at that time, and our flight left.
It was stolen out of your car?
Yes.
Cash?
Yes. And there was also expenses that I have that I can prove that I have spent.
What were you doing with cash in your car?
I had cashed the check, and 2 times my wallet was stolen because undoubtedly I didn't learn the first time. I live in a very small town.
Where were you? Where you got
when it
your
got stolen?
car broken into twice?
Once happened in my driveway, and once happened in my parents' driveway. And who was there at my parents'? My parents, which I would never, ever think. And the other was my sister and my brother and her husband and myself.
Well, you don't think she stole it?
I'm not, no. I don't think that's just it. I don't want to blame anybody. But I do have a police report I can get.
But you're expected to pay back money that is intended for your grandchildren.
One granddaughter, and I'd asked them to remove my name, and they hadn't yet. And some checks weren't even cashed, and that's the truth, too.
So you owe $7,000?
No, not, because there was expenses out of that, and then there was also some checks that were never cashed.
So what do you understand she owes?
We understand that it was around $7,000.
Yeah, the paper will say that, yeah.
What?
The paper that you receive will say that, but like I just explained, expenses, and I've never told them that it's been stolen, and I've had my wallet stolen twice.
Well, we've run out of time today. There is a whole lot more to talk about with Teresa. Was she partying last night? Her daughters say there was some missing whiskey that needs to be accounted for. And what about these online loves we have heard so much about? Well, we've done some detective work, and you will not believe what we found. Take a look. Well, Teresa has been denying everything her daughters have accused her of. Everything. Will she own up to any of her behaviors, including what her ex-husband has to say? You will not want to miss that. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys, that's it. To talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
Today is going to be a changing day in your life.
5, 4.
Get ready to take care of you. You know, through the years, I've had several guests contact me asking for help to find out who has been catfishing them. And today is a bit of a different story. This time around, the catfish himself has reached out to me stating that he does it as a hobby. He thinks it's funny, and he has zero remorse. Now, is this all just an act to get attention? Well, a few of his victims are here today to face this catfish who goes by the name White Plastic. They say his catfishing has turned dangerous, and yet there have been zero consequences for his actions.
About a year ago, I got a text message. They were pretending to be this big YouTuber named Steve Will Do It. One thing led to another. It started getting really freaky and intimate. I thought I was in love.
A few months ago, I reached out to James Charles trying to get an editing job. He actually asked for people to leave their contact information, and 5 minutes later, I got a text.
4 months ago, I got a text. They said they were Montero, which I know is Lil Nas X's real name. I was confused on how Lil Nas X would reach out to me, like how he would get my number. But we shared a mutual friend, and I kind of made sense.
I thought I was in love. We would have very erotic conversations.
My reaction at first was skeptical, but I actually asked him if he could join me on a FaceTime call. I saw James's face, and he said, "Hi, how are you? Can you actually give me a second? I'll call you back." But I never received a call back.
So I said, why can't we meet? Like, what's going on here?
I said, hey, why don't we hang out? Why don't we link up? Why don't we meet somewhere public? But eventually, he just ghosted me.
I was invited to a restaurant, and when I showed up, he never answered my calls. I actually used an IP grabber and sent it to him to get information about his name, phone number, and everything. I found out that it was somebody named White Plastic. I heard that he just does it to influencers, and this is his thing.
5 days later, I got a text saying, hey, this is White Plastic. I was catfishing you. And I was like,
White Plastic isn't just some random person. I actually know White Plastic very well. He became my makeup artist. I would get him job opportunities, but he stabbed me in the back.
I gave this person my address, I sent them money, and I also told them where I lived. I don't know what this person's capable of doing with my information, but it's definitely really scary.
White Plastic admitted that he's been selling my pictures online for money, gift cards. He's been posting on these BBW fetish sites. It's a stir banger. I wouldn't want to be on those sites. I'm not a porn star. It's very dangerous.
White Plastic took advantage of me and my emotions.
Yeah, I'm pissed off.
Okay, guys, welcome.
Hi.
I'm glad you're here, and I'm sorry that you need to be. So, let me start with you. I mean, you say you were friends.
Yeah.
You knew this person.
Oh, I knew him.
You had actually hired him to do work?
Makeup artist.
So you would see him at a job or something, and then he would be contacting you as a false identity.
Yeah, he would be...
At the same time?
Yeah, he would be like at my house and ask me for pictures as Steve. And I had no idea. I was blindsided by the fact that it was White Plastic, somebody I knew,
Yeah. And Lars, you didn't know him at all, and he pretended to be So he pretended to be James Charles?
Yeah, but I've never met him. I don't know anyone who knows him. I've never seen his face. Like, I don't know how he knows who I am.
Why do you think he chose you?
Well, I did leave my phone number in a public comment section, but it was only up for like 30 seconds. And when I got the text, I didn't know that it would be the person who I wasn't reaching out to. Like, it was so random. But, I mean, I'm just gonna be more careful because clearly random strangers on the internet will have a vendetta against you without even seeing you before.
And then William, he pretended to be somebody completely different with you.
Yeah, he pretended to be Lil Nas X. I mean, I thought he was really him, and both of his brothers also followed me on Instagram, so it made it more official for me to believe it. So I hit them up, and I was like, that's cool. And so I was like, let's go to his release party, let's meet. He's like, yeah. I said, hey, when do you want to meet? All of a sudden, he ghosted me.
He has victimized all three of you.
Period.
And he thinks this is funny. Lars, he set up meetings with you at Nobu, at the airport.
I had paid him money, too, to get the reservation. So that's how he got my credit card info, because he actually wanted it through wire transfer.
What did you need money for a reservation for?
That's just what he said. But at the time, like, I believed it because he literally FaceTimed me, but it ended up being like a video of a video on the FaceTime, but I literally saw his face and everything, so why would I not believe him?
Okay, but yeah, that's an important point. You FaceTimed him and it came up and it was James Charles' picture.
And this was the first day that we started talking, so I never asked to see him after that.
Now, this white plastic, he's got certain celebrities he uses to catfish people with, like Lil Nas X, James Charles, Steve will do it, Jeffree Star. He pretends to be these people to reach out to...
Want 50,000 Playbucks coins for free? Start playing now and dominate. Check description and pinned comment for link.
Others to get them to pay attention, I guess. And coming up, we're about to meet the catfisher himself that calls himself White Plastic. He says catfishing is his second business, and it has become one of his favorite hobbies.
White Plastic has been using my nudes to catfish men all over. Plastic has multiple dating apps. I think it's mainly just to get pics out of guys. He's talked to hundreds and hundreds of people as me, to the point where I've gotten messages on Instagram, why are you talking to my boyfriend? I was at a bar one night. Plastic got my location. This guy comes up to me and says, hey, are you Diamond from Tinder? And I was like, what? The guy then tried to kiss me. And I was like, back up, you know, like, I don't know you. He shows me these graphic, months-long conversations, and I knew immediately that it was White Plastic.
Well, Diamond, Lars, and William all say they are victims of Vincent, someone that calls himself White Plastic, catfishing, and believe there is something mentally wrong with him, since he has no remorse about this whatsoever. But White Plastic says he's fine. Catfishing is just an addiction, and he's not planning to stop.
I've been catfishing people for a couple of years now. I've probably catfished hundreds of people. It's definitely like an activity. It's people like to play football, people like to go fishing. I guess I'm just a catfisher. It's just my thing. People on the outside are seeing it as like such a big problem, like why am I catfishing all these people? He's such a horrible person. But honestly, I'm not murdering people. I'm not doing anything crazy, so I don't think it's wrong in my eyes. After I pick my victim, I'll just start to psychoanalyze. So it's all about outsmarting someone. This is deep, like this is a business. Like I have people on like payroll. I take these people's nudes and I'll sell it to all these different platforms that have ways that you can sell people's nudes. I'm not being cocky, but I do think that I am that good at what I do. I mean, I wouldn't be running like a multi-thousand-dollar business like with being mediocre. It started off as just regular catfishing for me, but then it turned into something a lot bigger and a lot more thrilling. Why am I catfishing regular people when I can be doing it on people that actually are entertaining? I'm not gonna go catfish Susie and watch her go to Publix and like meet up with Steve at like the deli section. Because I was like, oh, like let me pretend to be like James Charles or Lil Nas X. I just need like 3 seconds of their time to believe it's me. So like I'll just like pick up the phone and be like, hey sister, like how was your day today? And they believe it every time. I'm not a total I like to send them Uber Eats. I like to send them flowers. I like to send them chocolates. Anything that'll make their heart flutter and think that I'm the person that they're talking to. For instance, when I catfished as James Charles, I sent PR packages, palettes, makeup, brushes. When I catfish these influencers and celebrities and people, honestly, I never feel bad. If you're dumb enough to send someone nudes online that you have never met before, you deserve to be catfished because you didn't do your homework.
You say you do this for both entertainment and profit.
Correct. I make hundreds of dollars selling these nudes online from catfishing these different individuals that I have people on like my payroll that I pay to get numbers, to get addies, to get everything that I need so that I can be successful and be rich.
Well, in your tape, you said thousands and thousands of dollars, and now you're saying hundreds and hundreds, which is it?
It's more like hundreds, and then it like gets into the thousands. So it sometimes peaks at thousands, but it's like hundreds.
You've lied to all three of these people, correct?
Oh yeah, 100%.
And what was your purpose in lying to William, for example?
I don't even honestly know why I catfished him. It was so long ago, and he's just like not even like relevant in my life. It wasn't even like that long I catfished him. So he wasn't really a big one. This one was a big one, and then this one was a really big one.
You're not answering my question, so you just did it randomly?
Yeah, that one was just for fun.
When you catfished Lars, you had him send you money for a reservation. You had him drive out to Nobu. You had him drive to the airport. What's the purpose in doing that?
I noticed that like some of the things he was doing online like wasn't like really like cool like to like other people, you know what I mean? So like hit by other people like being mean to other people and like hurting other people, I don't really like that much. One of my main focuses that like when I'm catfishing these people, it's not all randomly, it's not all because, you know, I'm just doing it for fun. Everyone that I do it to, like there's a purpose.
And you've stolen nude photos of her and sold them, you said?
Oh,
for how much?
Diamond's photos I've gotten like thousands of dollars from because she's just such a hot commodity.
Well, you've actually catfished people as her.
Oh yeah, I made like profiles as you, all that. And when I'm selling these nudes, like it's not like, oh yeah, there it is. Do you like the pics I used?
No. I just want to know why he does it. Like, why? What is the point of it?
Because he can't
You're
fix his
obsessed with
crocodile
us.
makeup.
Up next, Vincent says he was catfished himself once, but yet still has not learned his lesson. But what will it take for him to stop, if anything? We'll talk about that next, because I have some things that he may not have considered.
If you're an influencer and you comment something that's like against one of my friends, or maybe it's something that's transphobic, homophobic, racist, and like I'm just like, why would you post that? I'll just catfish them. I see myself honestly as like a hero, bringing justice for some of these people that are just like not good to society. Honestly, sometimes it's not just the bad guys, but I have to get some of the good guys too, if you know what I mean.
Well, Vincent says nothing is going to stop him from catfishing because it's a hilarious prank, even though his victims feel hurt. But Vincent says he'll attack negative influencers who are bad for society. So what he's doing is actually for good. Like he's some kind of moral police on the internet, hitting out at people that are doing bad on the internet. But now you have catfished Diamond as someone else. You pretended to be someone else. Yeah, and gotten her to send you pictures?
Yeah.
And then you've taken those pictures and sold them, you said, for thousands of dollars.
Correct, yeah.
I'm just curious if you considered, if you procured these pictures fraudulently, then you got them through what's called fraud in the inducement. So you induced her fraudulently to give you these pictures, and then when you sell them, that's called conversion, which means like you took these ill-gotten assets, converted them to cash, and in thousands of dollars, that means that's a felony. So,
arrest me!
Actually, because of how you've answered my questions on tape, I predict they will arrest you.
Oh, I hope.
this is a very serious crime. I would predict that they would be very interested in you swearing out a complaint about this.
Get your thousands of dollars.
I got you a gift.
Get your
Here, it's a
thousands of
credit
dollars,
card with
bitch.
all the money on it that I stole from you, and you can pay for the court fees
Babe,
with
I already
it.
know this is in the negative.
You can pay
Take
for the
it
court
back.
fees with
Take
it, baby.
back. I already know it's in the
You can pay for the court
negative. You don't even
fees.
have a job.
Girl, you ain't even gonna have no money. We don't.
I don't have a job.
You said your job was in stealing images and selling nude photos from other people.
Yeah, that's my job.
Your
I do have a job.
And you said you're so good in it that you actually have an enterprise because you have employees that work for you to
Correct.
do this.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
Your business is to defraud people for money.
My business is not to defraud people for money. It's just taking what they've already done and just maximizing like my maximal potential. Like the people that I come after that are my victims, they're not, you know, they already have their stuff out there, some of them, most of them. So
Well, it's a little hard to unring that bell. Coming
I'm
up,
ringing it.
is there hope that Benson might see the error of his ways here and stop catfishing others? We'll talk about that after the break. Do you have any remorse for anything that you've done?
No, I don't have any remorse because like I said before, honestly, like everything I do is justifiable. A lot of the stuff, you know, that I know truthfully, like behind the scenes, like I know like every one of these individual people, why, you know, what they did and what they've been doing. And like, they do have like their nudes online. They do have different things going on. That's the reason why I catfish them.
But girl, just because we got our news online, that don't mean you can take them from us and sell them.
Yeah, but you gotta
get permission from us. You gotta get permission from us.
I really seriously wish you would take it seriously. I know that you're playing a character and that you're performing and that this
I'm not
is...
playing character. This is real life. So the fact that he's saying I'm playing character
No, don't
is kinda
interrupt
like...
me. Don't interrupt me. I really hope that when...
Want 50,000 Playbucks coins for free? Start playing now and dominate. Check description and pinned comment for link.
You get home and you have an opportunity to reflect on this, that you really take stock and consider the fact that, you know, a prank is a prank, but there is a line that you cross that can have ramifications, and I hope you seek some legal counsel about that.
Honestly, I don't think any of this was a prank, and I honestly don't like how I'm being played as a character, being victimized as a character, because this is real life.
Who's the victim here?
I'm the victim.
You ain't no victim.
For what?
If you need help, that's what you need.
Yeah, that's why I'm the victim, duh, because I need help.
What do you need help with?
Well, I don't know. That's why I came here, because I thought you were going to tell me, like, what I need help with.
I think you need help with your moral compass. I think you need help in developing empathy, where you see things from other people's point of view. And I think you need help in understanding, just from a maturity standpoint, that there are consequences to things that you do, particularly once you become an adult. And those are all things that are learnable and changeable, but you have to be motivated to want to do those things. And I think you would want to do something legitimate. And that's why I think you need legal counsel.
Yeah, that part.
Because I don't want to see you get in trouble. There are a lot of people out there that will take advantage of someone, and you've got to really do your homework and make sure you know who you're talking to and not talking to. And you can't give your power away. You've got to hold on to that and not let your self-worth and self-esteem be impacted by people you don't even know. It's a serious problem with social media, and you just can't do that. If you're talented, ride your talent, let it guide you in what you do and who you are, but don't give your power away to somebody that's jerking your chain and pretending to be something they're not. So we'll excuse you. Thank you for being here today. Thank all three of you for being here.
Thank you for helping us a little bit.
Coming up, Michael, a social media manager from Tanacon, was here last season and says he has changed his life around. We'll talk to Michael next. Michael says he suffered severe backlash, hatred, and harassment ever since his company organized the notorious Tanacon event that failed. Michael was on my stage last season where he says he received death threats and hate mail on social media and even face-to-face confrontations with some of the attendees, clients, and employees. Take a look at what happened.
First few hours of TanaCon went off flawlessly. And then my assistant runs up to me in a panic. The hotel had shut the doors. There were 20,000 people outside waiting to get in. I was getting death threats. I was painted as an evil villain. I was forced to file Chapter 7 bankruptcy.
I felt like the safety of attendees wasn't even thought of.
I'm not here to relive the past or talk to you about those kind of things. I'm here to heal.
I'm surprised by your attitude now because you say you want to heal, but yet you're obviously very angry.
I am.
Michael has gone from being the golden boy in the industry to literally becoming a scam artist.
I've seen him make multiple employees cry due to verbal abuse, embarrassment.
If I say anything, it's only to drive my employees.
How many times must you make somebody cry, though?
Allie says her relationship with Michael is frightening, as he has even physically attacked her in the past.
The way I was addressed started to become verbally abusive. You're my subordinate, you will obey me, I own you. It did get physical. When it comes down to it, there's a really deep, dark, twisted, satanic side of Michael.
This is so beneath me. I'm not gonna talk about someone calling me satanic. Literally not worth my time.
I think that there's a common denominator. Look, if you have one person, two person, three people, four people that all have a common thread in their experience, the common thread is you. My next guest, Jackson, says he was only 17 when he met Michael, who promised to build his social media career.
One of our business deals was to start a clothing line together. Michael and I had 2 bank accounts set up. There was about $35,000. Michael was actually just pocketing the money. People were blaming me and saying that I was the one ripping people off, but it was actually Michael.
Jackson, like what? Did I do everything for your brand that you wanted?
No!
Okay, well that's laughable. I named the clothing line.
And then why did nobody get the clothes?
I don't know.
What I expected from you was to come in and say, I had really good intentions, but obviously I blew it. And you've said none of that.
I did apologize, and I have.
No, you didn't apologize. You gave an excuse cloaked as an apology with no genuine remorse whatsoever. Well, since then, Michael has reached out to me again to discuss how things have changed in his life for the positive and how he wants to create a better platform for himself and his business. Is he telling the truth now, or is he in denial?
Last year, I came on the Dr. Phil show. Looking back at the show, I am glad that I did it. It gave me an opportunity to hear some tough feedback. The statement that stood out to me the most from that show was Dr. Phil looking at me and saying, you need to apologize. And I did apologize. You haven't apologized.
No, you didn't apologize. You gave an excuse cloaked as an apology with no genuine remorse whatsoever.
Even though I felt like I had apologized, maybe that wasn't the apology that everyone wanted to hear. No matter what the situation was, whether I was aware of it or not, those feelings are valid nonetheless. A lot has definitely changed since the show. It was definitely an eye-opening experience. I think a lesson that I learned on the show last time is that the truth isn't always what it seems. I try to just live and be myself and not find validation in what other people think about me. I surround myself with people who love and inspire me and help me be a better version of myself. I think it's time for the world to realize that self-love is more important than a like on Instagram.
Well, Michael, it's good to see you again.
It's good to see you. Thanks for having me.
A lot has happened since I saw you last.
A lot has happened. Definitely am a lot more selective about the people that I work with, given the illuminating experience of last time. It's been crazy, to say the least.
And you said that, you know, TanaCon was a big deal. It was a big thing that failed miserably and had to be shut down. And you said that the death threats haven't stopped, so there's still people online that are barking at you.
I think it definitely, like, it still happens. You know, TanaCon was, what, 4 or 5 years now? I think it allowed me to kind of find myself and my own truth and not really care what other people think. And as hard as it may be to hear that message every day, it allowed me to kind of fight through it and to know that the only truth that matters is the truth that I know and the truth that God knows. And at the end of the day, that's how I can live my life. And I think it's important that everything happens for a reason. I can't change the past. You know, do I regret a lot of it? Would I change a lot? Maybe. But I think it made me who I am today. And for that, you know, it's made me stronger.
You say it bothers you to hear people still regard you as a scammer because of the TanaCon and the confrontations that came out of that.
No matter what mistakes I made in my past, it definitely still hurts when people don't give me a chance now, but it also has made me resilient. I can definitely hear the word no 100 times a day and know that I'm not going to give up.
Well, I know Michael is concerned about facing people from his past. We told him a former client has also reached out and wants to talk. I strongly advise that he stick around so we can hear both sides of this story to get to the bottom of this, because I think if you're ever going to move past things, you have to deal with it. And we'll find out whether he wants to do that or whether he doesn't. We'll be right back.
I'm not using this girl's name because I'm not gonna allow her to bring attention to herself to get more followers. She's not a name on the internet, she's irrelevant. She might have some followers, but followers don't mean anything. Anyone can have 2 million followers on TikTok. There's a difference between that and being a voice of activism or having a platform. I put that girl, whom shall not be named, in a commercial. You think if you put someone in a commercial, they would be grateful or happy, but people are crazy and they like to try to use any opportunity to get more clout, especially when they're irrelevant.
Well, Michael says he's changed his life around since the fiasco with his company role in the failed influencer event, TanaCon, but his former client, Kristen, says he's still up to his old ways. Now, she claims they had an agreement to promote her social media and clothing company, but it all came crashing down because of Michael's lies. Let's hear what she says on tape.
I became a social media influencer back in June of 2020. I had 1.6 million followers on TikTok, 150,000 on Instagram, 30,000 on YouTube, and 10,000 on Snapchat. I realized that monetizing my social media was a thing that I could do. That's how I came up with Happy Ghost. In the first month, I had already grossed over $30,000 in sales. A few months later,
50,000 Playbucks coins for free? Start playing now and dominate. Check description and pinned comment for link.
Michael reached out and said that he wanted to be my social media manager. Michael told me that he knew an investor who was very interested I could become a millionaire. He would fly me out to Florida to go on his yacht, drive his BMW, and collaborate with other TikTokers out in Miami. 90% of the things he told me at the time I believed and I was stoked about. My contract with Michael stated that I would pay him $2,000 per month plus 10% of any revenues I generated, and then he was getting 100% of my clothing brand to reinvest. After I signed the contract, I called him and I said, I'm not comfortable giving you any money up front. Maybe prove yourself to me first. He immediately got nasty with me and said that I already signed the contract and I agreed, and that I had by midnight that night to send him $2,000. One day during our weekly meetings, he just snapped. He said, you're expecting too much. I have customers that pay me $50,000, $70,000, $100,000 a month. What you pay me is absolutely nothing. I started to realize that I had been scammed. And I said, look, I've been paying you for months now. You're not really upholding your side of the bargain, and I'm not making a single penny off of this. He snapped and said, well, actually, your card got declined this morning. So as of right now, we don't represent you. Actually, can you just go? And kind of shushed me away. At that point in time, I had given Michael about $10,000 and I didn't have anything to show for it. Very quickly, after I stopped talking to Michael, I started receiving emails from customers saying that they hadn't received their hoodies. I don't know where the money was going, but I know that people were placing orders and they weren't receiving them. Michael had access to my website, but I didn't. I know Michael is 100% responsible for all of this. I am no longer in social media. I don't have a clothing brand anymore. I struggle to pay my bills. I want people to know that when you're signing with him, you are quite literally signing your life away.
Now, she says she's mistreated by you. She's here. I'm going to talk to her. Do you want to stay here while I talk to her?
I will hear it out. It is very evident that this is a prime example of what people react when they're not guaranteed fame, and everyone's entitled to it. But I'm happy to open a conversation.
All right, well, let's bring Kristen out. Kristen, how are you?
Good. Happy to be here.
You're saying that this went beyond just not arriving. You claim that he actually has defrauded you
Yeah. I'm not here because he promised me fame and now I'm mad because I didn't get the fame. I'm totally okay with not being in the spotlight. It's just simply the money that I paid to you, the things that you promised me you would do and then you didn't do, and now the ramifications and the things that I have to deal with every day.
Are there 1,400 orders somewhere that money came in for, people paid money and didn't get what they paid for? Where is that money and where is what they paid for?
Where is it?
Well, you tell me.
You had the administrative password.
I didn't.
That money got to somebody's pocket. Where did the money go? Did it go into the business account?
Prior to knowing Michael, every penny made went into a business account. Everything was taken care of. There were no orders that weren't shipped out. I was doing everything by hand. I was very on top of it. I was 17. I was so excited to have a clothing brand.
So that's not true, because we started getting messages from fans saying, hey, we ordered from your client, Kristen, and we haven't received our product. It was my belief that she took that $30,000 instead of buying more product and failed to ship out the orders, which created a problem. And I think she's having a little resentment towards me, given she can't move on.
Would you like the pictures, Michael? Because I have thousands of hoodies and sweatpants sitting in my closet in my bedroom.
Then why haven't you shipped them out?
I didn't ship out the orders that you had access to.
I don't have your order.
You had the login.
I literally
How was I supposed to make the orders
Shopify and
and send
Facebook
them
ads are
out
different,
if you
though.
didn't tell me? Dr. Phil ordered a hoodie. If you don't tell me, you're that line of communication.
I think this is a prime example.
And then you ended the contract and
of
I'm
people
getting
who cannot
blamed
move
for it.
on and like to use my name to continue to bash me when they're resentful.
Well, it seems very
should
simple
be.
to me. If a customer pays X to get Y,
It's very simple.
that somebody is in charge of shipping that out. And I'm asking this question on behalf of 1,400 people that sent money in. Where's their stuff?
The items are sitting in the closet at my house.
Okay.
I do not have addresses or names or the money to send them
Okay,
out
who's
because
got
Michael
them?
had access to that information.
Do you have the login information to the account?
The last I
That's
had-
a yes or no question.
I mean,
That's not an
he does.
essay
I
question.
had access to it on my account because she doesn't remove me, but she does too.
I do not
It's
have
under your
access to
name.
log in or do anything. If you
I
would
have-
like to send me the order, the confirmations, the emails, the addresses, I would be more than happy
Well, I don't have that.
to send these orders out.
All I can see is
Somebody does.
it's her information. I literally can't get it. It's
Then where is it?
Shopify,
You're
but it's
so
her Shopify.
unorganized, Michael. You also did this to Jackson.
Okay,
Jackson.
that was 2017.
It was the exact
literally-
same thing. You filed bankruptcy.
Okay. I'm not going to have a conversation that's this defamatory when this is a prime example of someone who
This is
literally
what I
using my
said
name.
in my interview.
Do whatever you want to do.
This girl is
And
committing
now he's
fraud.
doing it on live TV.
You just need to answer my questions.
I think she should respond to my attorney. I think you should move on.
I responded to your
I
attorney.
think you should refund all 14
I
people.
responded to your attorney.
We'll be right back. Well, I'm back with Michael, who is really interested in cleaning up his image, cleaning up his name, moving on with his life. Kristen is here. She said she wanted to launch a brand. She wanted to work hard and do it. She said she hired Michael. And you say that she paid you for 30 days. You say you paid him for 5 months?
Around that.
Was it 5 months or 1 month?
Whatever it was, I know during the time we were working together, we put her in a commercial. We helped her get her Facebook
About that
ads
commercial,
up.
since I can actually get in contact with you here, where is it? It
It's
never
not for
aired.
you. It doesn't matter if it doesn't air.
It never aired.
It doesn't have to air. It's not for you.
I'm just saying that this is another thing that you promised me
You know,
that never came
these
to
are
fruition.
the images of the payments that Kristen made to Michael.
During that time, I'm confident
Felt
that,
like that.
that we did above and beyond. Whether she made it in social media is not my fault, and I think that
I
this is a
did not
prime
say
example
it was your fault that I didn't
of
make it.
someone who's resenting the fact they didn't make it,
I'm
blaming
not
me
resenting
because
the
they
fault
refused
that I
to
didn't
send
make
out
it.
their
I'm
orders.
resenting the fact that I sent
You
you
have a-
$10,400 and you did not
sorry.
make me a penny back.
It's not my job to make you money.
Excuse me, I'm gonna give both of you a piece of advice. The two of you would do yourselves and each other a favor if you would put your emotional agendas aside and you would figure out how to get access to the addresses of the 1,400 people that sent you money in good faith for product, get that product that you have in boxes at your house, and get it shipped out to those 1,400 people, and tuck a note in, signed by both of you, that says, I apologize for the delay in the delivery of these products. I hope you enjoy them. And if you do that, you will both take a giant step in the right direction of creating some credibility in the marketplace.
What do you recommend if I can't get her to ship out the product, which has been the situation?
Oh, I believe if you get the addresses, she will ship out the product.
Well,
because I
that's never
don't
been an
think
issue.
it's going to do her any good sitting in her garage. And I think you want to do that.
Oh, of course.
And I hope that you do. And we're out of time. I want to thank all of my guests today. For more information about today's episode, if you'd like to share your thoughts on this, go to Facebook, go to Dr. Phil Fanatics, and say what you have to say about this. We'll see you next time. So long.
This will be all her unfulfilled orders. And I was like, oh my God, you're not shipping out any of your orders. 1,445 orders. Like, I literally stopped working with this girl because she refused to send them. Now she's gonna blame it all on me? No, sir.
So what happens if you click one of their names?
Well, I don't know. Oh, there's their address. Well, I guess.
Oh, well, I don't have access to the addresses.
You don't have access to the
If
address.
you would like to send me the order, the confirmations, the emails, the addresses, I would be more than happy.
Well, I don't have that.
So you have access to their addresses. Would you be willing to explain to her how to access these addresses? If you sit down with her right now?
Yes, I literally tell her, because I did. I got her the 1,400 orders. I did my job and advertised it. Period. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate you putting me in a commercial. Now it's on you, girl. So why am I still being attacked?
So if we could figure out a way to transfer and get all those addresses off your computer, you'd be willing to do that?
100%.
All right, Michael. I have Kristen.
So I don't know why, like, you literally have access to this, and I know you know that you have access to this, and there's 1,400 orders there, all with their addresses.
I've been trying to log into it and it keeps saying I have to reach out to one of the admins. Can you send me a login link or an invitation or something?
Yeah, says they're gonna email them to me, which will probably take some time since there's 1,400, and then I'll email them to you.
Okay, then yeah, that should be fine.
I want you to move on and be happy outside of social media.
Been
You
doing
look very
DoorDash,
different.
I've moved on. It's a wig, I shaved my head.
Oh.
We have the same haircut right now.
Cute.
I can take the whole thing off. It's
Oh, I
not
like
really-
it, actually.
No.
That's cute.
But,
It seems more you. Want 50,000 Playbucks coins for free? Start playing now and dominate. Check description and pin comment for link.
I'm gonna send you
yeah.
these orders, and then you can ship them out.
I'll go home and I'll figure this out once I get off the plane, but if I need help, am I able to reach out to you over email? Or?
I'll happily let you know whatever you need. Can I have a hug?
I was gonna ask you, but I feel like you hate me.
I don't
you were about
hate
to
you.
get up.
Today on an all-new Dr. Phil, he gets $1,000 a month allowance.
I love Burberry, Balenciaga. You gotta have a limited edition piece in your closet or your drip is corny.
You don't want your drip to be corny. What the hell does that mean? Your mother moved you into the master bedroom so you could have a walk-in closet? Why?
Because I want it.
What you want, you take. You say you're cutting him off at the end of the year? This is the end of the year. Today's going to be a changing day in your life. You've never had anybody working harder to bring you to the threshold of change than right now. Okay, I've got a question for you. I want to see a show of hands. How many people received an allowance when you were teenagers? Raise your hand. Really? I didn't get squat. Or how many people have given their teenagers a monthly allowance? Okay. Now, most children by age 17 have had their first or second job. But for those who still receive an allowance, how much is reasonable? What do you think? How much? 20? You say, how many say 20? How many say $50 a week? How many say $100 a week? Anybody for $200 a week? Anybody for $400 a week? Anybody for $1,000 a month? I only see a few teenage hands going up. Well, 17-year-old Ronald says he gets $1,000 a month, and it is not nearly enough. Even though he refuses to work and his only source of income is his allowance. He says it is just not enough for his lavish taste, and in order to buy designer goods, he demands that his mother give him more. Ronald says he wants my help to convince his mother to give him a raise from $1,000 a month to at least $1,500, but he really wants more. Take a look.
My allowance is $1,000 a month, and I spend it on shopping and buying designer clothes. We got Yeezy shirts, more Gucci and Blake. We got True Religion shirt. This shirt right here, I can't even say the name of it. Like, I just got brands in here that I can't even pronounce. I just love swiping my card, and it just say approved, approved, approved. We have a chapstick that has 2-karat gold in here. It's gold on my lips. My favorite brands is Burberry. My Burberry favorites, you know, I got the shirt on. I love Burberry, Balenciaga, and Versace. Half of this stuff, it still got tags on it. I don't even really know what I have. I have on an all-wool cashmere Helmut Lang sweater, and I have on my Rolex. This was $1,000 or $900. I spent $2,000 on that tracksuit just because I saw a rapper wearing it, and I liked it. My nickname is King, and I feel like it fits me because I'm the king of designer. I love my bed, my flat screen TV, my Malaysian headboard, and my closet. I actually have like a little stool in here for me to sit down and like try on my shoes. A lot of people do say I'm bougie. All my fashion books, Barney's New York, Fendi book, Tiffany & Co. holiday collection book. I see myself very privileged. Limited edition is everything. You gotta have a limited edition piece in your closet or your closet is corny, your drip is corny. $1,000 a month is not enough for me. I would like my allowance raised to $1,500. I would really like to be famous just because I like the attention. Another person had said, like I'm fire, my whole outfit is fire. I would really like to be on YouTube. I want to do like videos of like my life. Okay guys, so this is my brand new Givenchy book bag. Some YouTube channels I admire is Nicolette, Jeffree Star, the Ace family. My mom is not supportive of my YouTube career. She'd rather me go to college. I don't feel like an average person. I'm above that. I want to tell Dr. Phil, my mom needs to raise my allowance and that she needs to stop pressuring me to go to college and let me do what I want to do.
Okay, so you think you should get to do what you want to do?
Yep.
You know, before this is over, you might be surprised that I just might agree with you. There'll be a few conditions to that, but we'll talk about that. Now, you say that you don't think you're spoiled. Why not?
I'm not spoiled at all. I just feel like I deserve the lifestyle that I have and my allowance should be raised more. I don't see that as being spoiled.
Okay, and so why do you believe that you deserve this? You're entitled to it.
I deserve this because my parents are stressful, especially my mom. Like,
they're stressful?
Yes, they stress me out.
They stress you out?
Yes.
How do they do that?
I get wrinkles in my face.
Because of the stress?
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss. How do they stress you? What is it that they do that causes you to be stressed?
Trying to stop me from shopping. Shopping is my therapy.
It's retail therapy?
Yes, retail therapy. And by them trying to stop me, it's stressful. Okay. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Shop, shop, shop.
Yeah, shop, shop, shop. Okay. Yep. Now, you said something earlier that I guess I'm out of the flow, but you said you don't want your drip to be corny.
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean?
$1,000.
What the hell does that? What is your drip?
This is drip right here, $1,000, Louboutins.
What is drip?
This is drip, stuff that costs money.
Oh, it's like your style?
Yeah.
It's the way you roll?
Yep.
Okay, I'm catching up here. I'm catching up. Okay, so those were $1,000?
Yep. I call these cocoa.
Why?
They all white.
Cocoa's not white.
Yes, it is.
What?
Yes, it is.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so what's the most expensive purchase that you've made on a designer item?
My Givenchy book bag.
And what'd that cost?
$1,000.
$1,000?
And some change.
You've got a Rolex.
No, it was gifted to me.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't with my money.
Okay. All right. So you've got a Rolex. You carry these designer bags and designer shoes and all. How much money do you make? I know your mother makes money, but how much money do you make?
I don't make no money.
You don't make no money?
Nope.
How does that work? How does that work out? I'd like to get on that program.
I just like designer stuff. If it's not designer, I'm not going to wear it.
Yeah, I like hair, but I don't have any. I get that you like it, but what entitles you to have it if you haven't earned it?
I do earn it, cleaning my room. So that's a job for me. Shopping, that's a job for me.
Yeah, and I guess that is a bit of a chore, because let me get this right. Is it true that your mother moved you into the master bedroom so you could have a walk-in closet, and she's living down the hall in one of the other bedrooms?
Yeah, the littlest room in the house.
She's living in the smallest room in the house?
Yeah.
And you're in the master suite?
Yeah, with the walk-in closet.
Why?
Because I want it. So what I want, I take.
What you want, you take?
Yep.
Okay, well, next, Ronald says he lives for the likes his lavish lifestyle receives on social media, but will his mother continue providing the cash for his flash? Well, I'm going to ask her some questions when we come back.
True happiness, because it's just my therapy. Other luxury things that I like other than shopping is going to the fanciest steakhouses like Del Fresco, Ocean Prime, Ruth Chris, going like on vacations, like fancy 5-star hotels. Some places I would love to visit is Paris, because that's just like the fashion capital. I just love all the luxury stuff that they have. I would never stop shopping, because shopping is just like a part of my life.
Well, Ronald says he believes that all kids deserve his allowance, because parents, well, they're just stressful and they need to pay for that. And he says he's actually getting wrinkles from the stress of his parenting. Well, his mother, Taisha, says she's breaking her back.
Want 50,000 Playbucks coins for free? Start playing now and dominate. Check description and pinned comment for link.
Working, get this, 120 hours a week to pay for his $1,000 plus allowance because her son refuses to get a job. Take a look.
The problem that I'm having with my son Ronald is I give him $1,000 allowance a month, and he wants an extra $1,500 to support his luxury and designer clothes. He's not getting it.
I am going to get it.
He's not getting it.
I'm going to get it.
He loves the compliments that he gets on his clothes. He just like always been obsessed with designer things. He always think in his mind that he's a celebrity. He's like, oh, I can get that and I can get all the attention. Ronald's dream is to be a YouTuber because he thinks the YouTubing is everything. How are you going to make your own money?
By posting videos. You get paid from YouTube for making videos.
He can make all this money and buy, you know, fashion clothes and cars.
I'm getting a Range Rover once I get my permit.
I don't have Range Rover money.
Yeah.
You need a job,
no.
and then you
I'm
get your Range Rover.
my Range Rover.
Ronald's closet is way bigger than mine. You can tell that he's very spoiled. I have like a little small closet. He has a larger walk-in closet.
He's saying fashion
Clothes
is just
after
not
clothes,
that, it's shopping.
like, if I ever brought Ronald something that's not designer, he'll throw it in the trash. Ronald thinks that I'm made of a money tree that I could just shake in the yard and it comes in my hand and, oh, I just hand it to him. I work about 120 hours a week to support my household. If I tell Ronald that I'm not giving him extra money, he shuts down, gets an attitude, stomps up the steps, slams the door.
I'm going to get everything. My allowance raised, my car.
He's just not getting it. He has to get a job.
No, it's not going to happen.
Ronald's not thinking about college. His mindset is just YouTubing and making millions. Ronald needs a real big reality check.
If I don't get my $1,500, you probably won't see me in this house anymore.
You've been watching this from backstage, right?
Yes.
Conversation we've been having.
Yes.
What's it sound like to you?
It sounds real sad. Like Ronald really needs
King
to
words.
wake up and no king
Yes,
words.
king
No,
words. I'm
Ronald.
a king. I'm a king.
He really needs to wake up and be more independent for as having a job or two
I'm not going to
to
get a job.
support
Never.
all these things that he wants. I just feel like he needs to further his education for as going to college or
I'm not going to
a
college.
trade
Okay.
school.
Sorry.
You are.
No,
You're
not
going to
gonna
do
happen.
something.
No.
You are, Ron.
I'm not. I'm going to do YouTube.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I do.
And you created that in January, and it's now the fall. How many videos have you posted on your channel so far this year?
I posted one video and then I deleted it.
So in the entire year, you put up one video and took it down.
Yeah.
Dr. Phil, he feels as though that he's like the king of the world. Like
I am.
Everything
I am.
revolves around him.
They watching me. I'm the
If-
king. This is my show.
If I cook dinner,
It's my show. I
I'm
don't
being
care. It's my show.
disrespectful. He feels as though if I cook dinner that he's supposed to get the first plate of the house. If we go out somewhere traveling, he has to be in the front seat. It's just like everything is all about Ryan.
I think I know what's wrong with him.
Yes.
My question is, what's wrong with you? And you have a job as a parent.
Yes.
Okay, and to me, the job of a parent is to prepare a child for the next level of life
Yes.
and to live independently.
I tried to push him to get a job. I helped him.
Okay, wait a minute. Are you preparing him for the next level of life?
No.
You're giving him something for nothing. Is that how the world works?
No.
Does the world work where he just comes into an employer and says, I'm the king and I want the top salary here at the company? And they go, oh, okay, oh, great.
No.
That's not how the world works, but that's what you're teaching him. Now, Taisha says Ronald needs to get serious about his life because you two won't pay the bills, but is she willing to shut down the bank and start preparing him for the next level of life? I've got some questions for both of them, and the first one's about this bedroom.
Frustrated with Ryan because he just wants more and more money all the time. Ryan needs a job to support his habits.
I had a summer job at 15. I was washing dishes and I only was getting paid like $100 every 2 weeks, which is not enough to support my lifestyle. Basically, after 4 weeks of working there, I quit because I got tired of being told what to do.
My son Ronald, he tries to sneak little ways to get more money. Like if he takes out the trash or, tidying up around the house, he feels as though he got to be paid extra for each individual thing. Oh, you need to pay me for this. You need to pay me for that. I do laugh because, why do I have to pay you to do your chores?
Now, Ronald says he uses retail therapy to make himself better because his mom is always at work. But is he willing to take a smaller allowance or no allowance so she doesn't have to work as much?
No, I'm not. She gonna work more to raise my allowance. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
When you graduate high school at the end of the year, your allowance will be cut off.
Oh, no.
You're going to have to work a
no.
job.
No. I don't know why y'all clapping. No.
Because I can't do it.
That's not gonna happen, bro.
I can't.
Let me ask you something. You're living in a small bedroom in your house, and he's in the master suite. Who pays for this house?
I do.
But you put him in the master suite, and you go down the hall and live in a smaller bedroom. Why is that? What did you say to yourself to make that okay?
Well, I gave him the bigger room because he has a lot more clothes than I do. I just let him take the bigger room with all his clothes, and I took the smaller room.
My question is why?
I don't
'Cause
know,
I'm a
Dr.
king.
Phil. I just need help with reparenting for us this whole situation
help's
with
here.
Ryan. Yes.
Yeah, help's here.
I really do.
Oh, help is here.
Okay.
Yeah, help is here. You know, he's been writing in, actually. He wrote to me on March 3rd of this year. He says, my mom thinks I have a spending and attitude problem. I want her to stop picking on me. I feel like she doesn't want me to have a normal teenage life. Every time I try to go out with my friends, she always wants to know where I'm going and who I'm going with.
Yes.
I just want Dr. Phil to talk to my mom and get us on better terms as far as our relationship and see if he can get my allowance raised.
Well, that allowance is not going to happen.
going to happen. So.
And I feel as though we will have a better relationship if he can learn to save money more and spend less. And we do normal things like a family, like go out to the movies, dinner.
He wrote
I can
on
spend more time with
4/11,
him.
he wrote the next month, and he says, I live with my mom and my little sister, and he says, I want to help stop this drama and to make my mom raise my allowance. He wrote in June, says, I went shopping with my friends, and I went to the Gucci store and bought a pair of $500 shoes, and she got mad.
Yes.
I also feel like my allowance should be raised because $400 every 2 weeks is not cutting it.
It's not.
She thinks she can control me and the way I spend my money.
Yeah, my money. Once she give me my allowance, that's my money. I get to do whatever I want to do with it.
Once she gives it to you, it's yours. Once you give it to him, it's his.
Yes.
Until you give it to him, it's yours.
Yes.
Don't play it. Don't play it.
Because here's how much money you have. You get your allowance at her discretion. The woman you send down the hall to live in a small bedroom.
Yeah, that's right.
She can cut it off. She can turn it on. She can take it down.
It's not going to happen.
Yes, I can.
Because your credit card will end up missing, so.
I'm sorry?
Her credit card will end up missing.
He stole my credit card and charged up $300 to $400.
You know, there's a term that describes that behavior. It's called felony.
Yes.
Next, Ronald says he isn't an outfit repeater. So what does he do with the clothes his mother buys that he wears? I'm going to tell her next, then I've got a few questions for the king here.
Want 50,000 Playbucks coins for free? Start playing now and dominate. Check description and pinned comment for link.
I'm here with Ronald and his mom, Taisha. She wants Ronald to wake up and realize that money doesn't grow on trees and he needs to stop spending hers and start working for his. Do you know what he does with these designer clothes you buy?
He doesn't wear it more than once or twice. He throws it in the trash or he'll pass it down to somebody.
He'll wear a shirt one time and then throw it in the trash because he's not a repeater.
Yes.
Who's your audience, by the way? Who is it you're wearing these things for? Who
my
are you?
fans.
Your fans?
Yep. These my fans too. These my fans too.
He thinks that he's like a celebrity, Dr. Phil.
Your fans, what are they fans of?
My outfits.
They're fans of the clothes your mommy buys you?
No, the clothes I buy, not my mom.
No, you don't buy anything. You don't buy
The
anything.
hard-working money that I
You
give
don't buy anything because you don't have any money. Now, let me ask you a few questions. Now, be honest, okay? I mean, man up and be honest here. You're a big deal. You're a big shot. You're the king. So man up and answer some questions here. Let me ask you something. I want to know, how much do you think the lease is on your house? What's that cost?
I don't know.
How about car payment? How much does that cost?
I don't know.
Utilities for the house. How much does that cost?
I don't know.
When your mother works these 120 hours a week, FICA, how much is that? Do you know what that is?
No, I don't.
That's taxes the government takes out of her check. So if she makes, say, $2,000 in a week, they come take a bite out of that before they give her the money. How much do you think insurance costs?
I don't know. I don't pay for insurance.
You don't pay for anything. Income taxes. How much does your mother pay in income taxes every year?
I don't know.
Your answer is, I don't know. You don't know what any of that cost. How about fuel for the car? How about your mother's clothes, sister's clothes, medical, maintenance, phones, internet, TV? You know what any of that cost? The answer is, you don't know, and what's more, you don't care.
Exactly.
I don't.
Do you?
No.
So he get his own job.
Does it bother you that your mother is sacrificing, doing without, and working 120 hours a week and burning herself out, and you're contributing nothing? Does that bother you?
No, it don't bother me.
You had to work, what, a week for him to buy those shoes?
Yes.
And you have to work like 2 days, sun up to sundown, for him to put on a shirt, take a picture in it, and go throw it in the trash can. Are you willing to do that?
No, Dr. Phil, it has to come to a stop. Like, I just
It's not gonna
really
come to a
need
stop.
help.
Ronald doesn't know the cost of living, but he does know he's going to
is a
make
career
money
for me.
being a YouTube star. So how on earth is that going to happen? We'll talk about that when we come back.
I have 4K followers on Instagram. I do want to be famous. I mean, like, who doesn't want to be famous? On Instagram, people leave comments complimenting me on my outfit. Fame and attention and stuff, it make me feel good. And been knowing that like over 1 million people was like watching me. People just put hearts and somebody put the money sign, like, yeah, money. It makes me feel happy and appreciative that people like feel that way.
Well, I'm here with Ronald and Taisha. Ronald is what I call a taker. In this world, there are givers and there are takers. Ronald is a taker. He has said, yes, I take money from my mother. I don't care that she is working 120 hours a week. I don't care that she's making sacrifices. I don't care that she's living in a small bedroom because I've taken over the master suite. I don't care that my little sister is making sacrifices. All I care is that I get what I want when I want it, and I want it right now. And in fact, I want her to increase how much she's giving me, because it's not enough to support my lifestyle. Now, he says he's not going to go to college because he's going to become a YouTube star, and you're going to make millions at this, right?
Yep.
A video creator can make money on YouTube. You can earn maybe $2,000 per million views.
Okay.
You know, that's per million views. Right now, you have 0 views. But if you had 1 million views, you'd get $2,000. YouTube takes 45% of that. IRS takes a cut of the remainder. The viewers have to watch 30 seconds of an ad for it to count. So if you have 1 million views, you get $2,000. YouTube takes 45% of that for their commission, so that $2,000 now becomes $1,100. Then you pay tax on that at about 40%, so that's $660. So every time you get somebody to watch a video 1 million times, you get $660. You understand, to make millions, you've got to have a lot of views.
Okay. I got views right now.
You don't have any videos.
Okay, it don't matter.
You don't have any videos, so
okay,
you don't
I'm going
have
to
any
make
views?
videos. It's going to be videos on my YouTube.
Focus on your future, going to
No, I'm
college,
not going to
a
college.
trade school,
You talking-
even a
You say you
fashion
got
designer.
views, you talking about my viewers?
No, these are my views right now. This is my show right now.
Yeah. Yeah, how much
It's
are
not
you?
your show.
Okay,
This
no,
is
no,
my
no,
show.
hold on. Let's explore that. Let's explore that. That's your show. Whose name do you see on the walls?
Okay, so what?
And let me ask you another question. How much are you getting paid for your show?
I don't know.
How much am I getting paid for your show?
I don't know. How much are you getting paid for my show?
A lot more than zero.
Okay.
You want to know what I would tell you to do? I believe in commando parenting, and I've written a book about it. It sold millions of copies. And I talk in there about commando parenting, which is when you get children that are entitled, then you have to let them learn that those things are privileges that are to be earned. What you have to do as a parent, according to the laws of the state where you live, you are required as a parent to give him a warm and dry place to live, nutrition, medical care, and educational opportunity.
Right.
You got to make sure he gets to school.
Right.
He doesn't have to have iPhones, Xboxes, televisions, any of that. No. He's just talking to himself. I'm telling you the truth.
Yes.
What he needs is a room with a bed and a pillow and a blanket. That's it. He needs, he probably needs 2 shirts, 2 pair of pants.
Oh, no. That's not gonna happen.
Oh, yes.
2 pair of socks, and 1 pair of shoes. Now, the reason he needs 2 shirts is because he'll wear one while he's washing the other one.
No, that's not going to happen.
He needs 2 pair of underwear so he can wear one while he's washing the other. 2 pair of pants so he can wear one while he's washing the other. That's why you need 2, because you want him to be clean.
Right.
I'm going to tell you the steps I would go through to change this, starting when you get home. Next. Ronald wants to be famous, but Aisha says her son needs a reality check, and if she listens to me, he's going to get one.
We're going to see about that.
If you're afraid he's going to steal,
Yes.
then you can do one of 2 things. One, you can let that happen, and if he goes to jail, that's a wake-up call. You say he needs a wake-up call. Let him get arrested, let him get prosecuted, and he will get a dose of reality in jail. Yeah.
Now, what should I?
No, hold on. Your other alternative is to take a nice headshot of him. I'm sure he's got plenty of pictures. He likes to admire himself. You can print those out on 8x10, and you can go by all the designer stores in your area that he likes to frequent, all the stores, and you can give him this picture and say, this is...
Want 50,000 Playbucks coins for free? Start playing now and dominate. Check description and pin comment for link.
My son, and he seems to be addicted to labels, and I've cut him off of his allowance. If you see him come through the door, he has no money. So you need to watch him real close because he's probably here to rob you.
Wow. That's not going to work. That is so trash.
And while I'm here, I have these 9 things that still have their tags on them. I would like to return these.
No,
please.
No, that's not going to happen.
These clothes that are hanging in that closet, those are yours. I would open an eBay account and sell every damn one of them.
Oh, no.
My dream goal is to be a homeowner, and with me, keep giving Ryan his $1,000 allowance.
Well, actually, let me point something out to you here.
Okay.
Because I looked into that for you, and I looked in your neighborhood. This is a home in your neighborhood that's $140,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. The down payment is $9,800, which I bet you can get from returning what's hanging in there with that. And the monthly payment is $869. That's less than you're giving him for allowance.
Yes.
Just by returning the stuff hanging in his closet and cutting off that allowance, you can buy this house.
Okay.
Home number 2, monthly payment $901. Home number 3, monthly payment $1,027. Just by you getting back to reality, you can own any of these 3 homes.
I feel as though he don't appreciate what I do for him as far as working a lot of hours.
Well, you know he doesn't. You need to be your own best friend here. I want him out of that master bedroom. I want
I'm not
you
leaving my
in
room.
that
No,
master
that's
bedroom.
crazy.
That is your house. You are the matriarch of this home. You move into that master bedroom. You get yourself set up in there. You move him into one of because he not going to need any room. He needs a twin mattress and
no, I'm
two
not getting no
hangers.
train. No.
You say you're cutting him off at the end of the year? This is the end of the year. Today is the end of the year. You've got to return the clothes that have not been worn, sell the ones that have been worn, and take that money, use it as a down payment, use it whatever you want to, and then he can either get a job, and if he wants an allowance, he can earn it. You know, when I was 10 years old, I was raising pigeons for money. I raised pigeons and sold them to stables.
I'm not selling no pigeons. Like, what? Like, I'm not doing it.
I did what I could do when I could do it.
Yeah.
And my drip looked good. Okay, I'm going to get you some help.
Okay.
All right, next, they say the eyes are the windows to the soul, but my next guest is not too happy with what she sees in the mirror. We'll talk about that when we come back. My next guest, Julie, has a house full of teenagers, 16-year-old twins and a 19-year-old daughter. Now, Julie says dealing with her children's busy schedules and her job teaching preschool takes a toll. She sees the stress when she looks in the mirror.
Hurry up, we're running late. When you have teenagers in your life, you keep going, going, and going all day long. Do you have everything? A typical day in the world of Julie is I take my daughter to school, come home, get ready for work as a preschool teacher, then take my son to school, and then I take myself to work. Having teenagers that are active is very hard on me because I feel like I'm always a taxi.
Well, Julie, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So, raising teens, we've done it. Raising teens is challenging for most parents. And
Yes.
Robin and I got through it pretty unscathed, I say, with our boys, Jay and Jordan. But I can't imagine having 3 teens in the house because then you can't play man-to-man. You have to play zone. How did you manage it all?
Mostly it's driving, a lot of driving, taking them to school activities, things like that. And my daughter also helps me out now because she's a driving, and so she helps me out a little more, take the pressure off me.
Well, I understand you had a bit of an epiphany a few years ago. Tell me about it.
Yes, about 3 years ago, my father suddenly passed away, and it affected me a lot. I started looking at my life differently. When I look in the mirror and I see someone that's older than I am, and I want to look as good as I can for as long as I can.
And, you know, people sometimes get confused about stress and stressors. Stress is the body's reaction to a stressor, which is what puts demand on the body. You can have a heart attack, hypertension, all kinds of things can happen. And Julie, you say you want to look as good as you can, so let's take a look at some of your concerns.
See these lines here? My children call them tiger stripes. Crow's feet, I can't even smile. I don't like the crow's feet around my eyes, especially when I smile, they come out a lot more. In the morning, I have under eye puffiness. It makes me look like my eyes are swollen like a boxer. Inside, I feel bad, but outside, I just laugh it off. I need to do something now before it's too late.
Well, Julie, I'd like you to meet dermatologist and spokesperson for Rock Skincare. This is Dr. Sabrina Fabi.
Hi, nice to meet you, Julie.
So, Dr. Fabi, what do you recommend for Julie's concerns? Because stress does take a toll, right?
Absolutely, and the skin under the eye is the thinnest skin of our entire body. And so what we find is that it's next to cheek skin, which is much thicker. And so as we age, with each year of life, it starts to give our age away. And so we know to avoid fatty foods or a heavy meal or a lot of alcohol or salty foods the night before so that our eyes don't look so puffy or dark the next day. But the reality is that there are topicals, and the gold standard remains a retinol. So it really requires using and choosing the right retinol. And so I like to recommend Rock Skincare for my patients. And specifically for you, Julie, I recommend Rock Retinol Correction Eye Cream. Its clinically proven formula improves the 3 signs of eye aging. It was able to improve the appearance of crow's feet by about 50%. It also visibly reduces dark circles and puffiness in 4 weeks. And in a brand study, it showed to improve the appearance of the eyes so that it looked like skin of someone 10 years younger.
That sounds good.
Well, we have some before and after pictures. Let's start with the before. This is before Rock. Take a look.
And so, yeah, you can see those lines and wrinkles underneath the eyelid as well as along the crow's feet and even the upper eyelid.
And here are results after 4 weeks.
Oh, wow. So significant improvement of those
Yeah.
fine lines and crow's feet, yeah.
So, Julie, what do you think?
I think it looks like something I need. It looks great. Great improvement.
The great news is that it's actually available for less than $20 at Walmart. And so for you, Julie, Rock actually has a gift for you.
Oh.
They're going to be giving you a 1-year supply.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow.
All right. And audience, we're not going to forget you. You're all going home with Rock's eye cream. So you have it for yourselves. I would like to thank all of my guests today, and a special thanks to Dr. Sabrina Febby. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Before I go, Julie wants everyone to look good, but I really like this tweet from Joseph. He wrote, "One day I want to be as fly as Dr. Phil." Well, I'll take that compliment and love hearing from all of you on social media. We'll see you next time.